the idea of Google Maps, but we were able to get in, and it was a nice trip. And Leighton, you've been here
2 months,
8 weeks or so. This is the first road trip with the football team, and it's going to be awesome to have you working in on our broadcast as we make some road trips and whatnot.
Absolutely.
But reflecting on last week and what the matchup's going to be like this week, what are your kind of thoughts as we go into this afternoon matchup?
Last week was last week on a Thursday night, that's a little weird to say, but when you talk about last week, but a tale of two halves is kind of what I saw. First half, defense stood up. You had Artavious Washington, the GSC Defensive Player of the Week, with 2 interceptions, one that led to a touchdown on the next play by Spencer Arceneaux, and then had a big interception in the end zone late in the first half. And then flip side, your offense was not really establishing drives and keeping on the field, which led your defense to tire out a little bit and able to see Angelo State score in like a 2-minute span, and saw the score flip from a 14-10 lead for UWA to a 31-14 lead for Angelo State late in that third quarter.
Yeah, you talk about that first half. I mean, West Alabama takes a 14-10 in the half, and things seem to be kind of moving in that right direction as we start to see a little precipitation falling from the sky in Gaffney. There has been a possibility of rain throughout the afternoon, and it looks like it could be one of those little passing deals, but we've got a nice setup here. Let me set the field for you here. We're going to be right behind the players' bench. We're sitting on the 50-yard line. We're probably about 15, we'll call it 20 yards from the sideline, in kind of an open-air press box setting. It's a nice setup. The hospitality here has been phenomenal.
Yes.
This facility here is initially set up for something more like lacrosse and soccer.
Correct.
And they don't have a giant press box, so we are underneath their sky box here. But a nice setup here at Saints Field here, right on the campus of Limestone College, and behind us they've got a practice football facility, lacrosse, soccer. I see baseball over there. If I look a little farther, there's softball. A very collegiate feel here at Limestone, and I look forward to bringing this one to you. Like I said, we've got a little rain here locally, but I don't think that's going to, unless it's blowing that's crazy in here, I think we're going to be in good shape.
Two things to think of. One, it doesn't blow into us, and there's no lightning. As long as we have that, it's a turf field, so they
Absolutely.
can play on that. So we can handle a little moisture, but rather not. But let's not have any lightning at all, and we'll be okay.
Absolutely. For folks that may not be familiar with the lightning type protocols and that kind of thing, if there is lightning located within about an 8-mile radius, they will have to clear the field, clear the stadium, and then they will take a 30-minute break, and then every lightning strike after that, that clock resets. So let's hope we don't get into that. Precip, yes, just like Leighton said, we can deal with it. But if the lightning would stay out, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I saw R.T. Floyd, Director of Sports Medicine, a few moments ago, and just seeing if he had his app open just to make sure we were within that 8-mile radius. But I'm looking at the radar right now just to kind of see, but it looks like it's just one of those pop-up storms that came through.
We had one of those yesterday afternoon, and I mean it was a big time just deluge there for about 10 minutes, but it blew on through. The rainbows came out, and we were able to get here no sweat. But we are about 25 minutes away from kickoff. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more Tiger football on the Sumter County Farmers Federation Tiger Tailgate. You're listening to SlyRock.com and Tiger Football.
Rob, I know we do the press box every Friday at noon at the Aloha Grill, but man, I eat there all the time even when it's not the press box. I think they got some of the most fresh, best food in town. I can eat the poke bowl. I can get one of those wraps.
Monday through Friday, Sean, you can get the chicken sandwich and, of course, the press box burger. You mentioned the Hawaiian wraps are fantastic. The double meat with rice that Robert Hootsey loves with that teriyaki sauce. Something different all 5 days, Sean, and they're open all the way through 7 p.m., so they can serve you lunch and dinner.
The Aloha Grill, home of the press box.
My name is Shelby, and I'm a student at the University of West Alabama. A cool opportunity I've had here is, as a graphic design major, I was able to enter the competition for the state voter guide cover design, and they just selected me as the winner, so I was able to visit in Montgomery with the Secretary of State and meet him and get printed copies of the guide that I designed.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
At Sumter Insurance, we have the best insurance products and the most experienced staff. Come see us today.
Welcome back to the Sumter County Farmers Federation Tiger Tailgate. We're about 22 minutes away from getting this one kicked off. A little bit of rain in the area right now, and I'll tell you what, we got a nice little contingent of Tiger fans wearing red today. Had an opportunity to talk to a few of the folks earlier, but it is awesome to be this far away from home and see that many folks wearing red and white.
It's awesome. A lot of them kind of joined us up here in the in our little makeshift press box area here, and been able to kind of get away from the elements for a few minutes. That's actually cool to see all the Tiger fans here this afternoon. They made the trip to Gaffney.
Heck yeah! I mean, this isn't a family affair. I mean, this is full access radio when you have the fans be able to come into your press box, so to speak. Our director of athletics, Mr. Kent Partridge, he's here today, and he drove up last night. I'll tell you, Leighton, I enjoy road trips, okay?
Yes.
But if I could avoid driving through or around Atlanta,
yes,
I would be like 100% okay with that for the rest of the season, yet we're going to have to do it again next week.
So what you're saying is I need to start the drive next week when we go to North Greenville so I can get through the Atlanta traffic to balance it out.
I don't mean me as in the driver. I mean me as having to physically go through Atlanta. It just it's extremely frustrating,
and thankfully we were able to beat most of that.
We did, in all honesty.
An hour, so it wasn't as bad. It's been worse, but we will be about an hour from here next week when we go to North Greenville. So kind of the joys of our schedule: non-conference game this week, and then we start Gulf South Conference play next Saturday at North Greenville.
Looking at Limestone. Colors blue and gold, mascots the Saints. They were founded back in 1845. Enrollment's about 3,400, give or take. They are led by Mike Fury in his fourth season, 17-17 record is Coach Fury. His career record 28-28, and they played West Georgia last week, and they were within a whisper of taking one from West Georgia, and West Georgia comes in the AFCA D2 poll number 20. And if you look at the D2football.com, they're number 18. I mean, it's a good ball club over there in Carrollton.
And Limestone's receiving votes in that coaches poll that you mentioned a moment ago, and they retained some votes into this week as well with the close ball game. And I spoke with Matthew Ferris, their Associate AD for Communications, a moment ago about the game last week, and kind of the same thing. 5 points on the field. They got within 2 with 1:25 to go, and instead of the onside kick with 2 timeouts left, they kicked the ball off. Had it a third down in one situation, and took a timeout with Limestone. Then West Georgia came out, ran 28 yards to end the ball game. And solidified the ball game for the Wolves last week, who are now going Division I, by the way. We'll probably talk about that.
Yeah, we will. And you talk about those 5 points. That was 2 extra points.
Yep.
And then a field goal that would have been the equivalent of the distance of about an extra point. So, they feel pretty confident going into today. And, I was able to talk to Coach G earlier in the week, and, he admitted, hey, we had some miscues last week. We turned the ball over and all those kind of things. But the resounding kind of feel from last week is, hey, these are things that we can correct. It's not a physical thing. Maybe we missed a read here, or maybe make a better decision there. So, with a week and some change to prepare, having the first Thursday game, this should bode well for the Tigers.
So speaking with Coach Gilliam post game, and it was the same thing. It's things that are fixable. It was all the things like you saw, all the offensive miscues that happened, and that had an issue with the offense trying to stay on drives and stay consistent on drives, and that was really the telltale of that second half for West Alabama last week. And we'll see what the Tigers do this afternoon and see what adjustments they made. Had a couple extra days of preparation with the Thursday night game last week, but Coach G basically told me, I asked him about, how does it feel knowing that you start the year with the number 5 team in the country, and then you go to a Limestone team that made it to the NCAA tournament last year and said, we have no off weeks. Our off week is our bye week. every week there's going to be an opportunity for us to get better and improve. And the goal now is to step up, and how are we going to come out and react?
Well, I look forward to seeing how the extra time for preparing is going to work this week. We'll take a short break. We'll hear from our sponsors, and when we come back, we'll talk about the starting lineups for these two ball clubs on your Sumter County Farmers Federation Tiger Tailgate. You're listening to SlyRock.com.
Calling all parents. Do you have a 10th, 11th, or 12th grade student that's looking for a career path? Make your plans to be at Shelton State's Martin campus in Tuscaloosa October 5th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the Worlds of Work Varsity Career Expo. This will be a fun event geared towards helping students in our area become familiar with high demand and high wage career opportunities. There will also be opportunities for the students and parents to win gas cards with a value up to $300. Wow. This is a West Alabama Works event in partnership with business and industry partners across West Alabama. Visit worldsofwork.com for more details and info, or call 334-310-9511 for information.
On your phone or in person, in our showroom or at your home. When it comes to getting your next Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram pre-owned vehicle, the choice is yours. Every Johnson Dodge qualified vehicle comes with a warranty and more. Shop locally from our great selection with prices and payments that'll fit any budget. With an easy financing process, plus choose Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Meridian and get more for your trade with a real offer within minutes. Car buying on your terms. In store or online, your next vehicle is just a click away.
In today's world, it's nice to know who you're spending your money with. That's why at GoCo's Exxon stores in Butler, Gilbertown, Silas, Coffeyville, Millry, Chatham, and Sweetwater, they are proud to be American-owned and operated. Stop into one of their stores today for a hot stuffed pizza, for real milkshake, ice cold drinks, snacks. They got everything. They even carry hunting and fishing supplies in most of their stores. Thanks for shopping local with your area GoCos.
Welcome back to the Sumter County Farmers Federation Tiger Tailgate. We're in Gaffney, South Carolina, as the Tigers will be taking on the Saints. Field here is Saints Field. We are smack in the middle of campus here at Limestone. And like I said, it's a really pretty campus for the little bit that we've been able to look around. Their athletic complex includes the football field, which also is home to the lacrosse and soccer teams. Baseball and softball just behind us, the practice fields as well, and then you could see some of their dorms and academic buildings beyond the way. But potential starting lineups for West Alabama, defensively speaking, you'll have Kel things up front for West Alabama, Brandon Kirksey, Caleb Lyles, Matt Whitman at center, Chance Butts. Timeout. I got a Chance Butts story. His family is here. Okay,
yes,
his family is here. And I'm assuming it's mom. I didn't have a chance to talk to her about it, but she's got on a shirt, and the shirt says, "I like butts, and I cannot lie." Okay, so that's absolute rock star right there.
Let's go. That's awesome.
The Frankville, Alabama native. He'll start at right guard. At right tackle, Alan Jones Jr. At the wide receiver position, we got Darius Nalls, and the slot receiver, John Hilbert. Running back this afternoon, listed Bry Webb and Antonio Brown split time last week. Tight end, Caeleb Bass, we saw him. And at quarterback, Tucker Melton will likely get the nod, but since Spencer Arceneaux came in last week and actually scored West Alabama's only offensive touchdown after the Washington interception. But we've got a great afternoon for football, hopefully. The rain looks like it has moved out for the time being. It looks like the marching band for Limestone, which by all indications must be joined by some local high school band members. They're making their way onto the field as well. Now, we've got something that's going to go on at the coin toss when the captains meet, and I'm going to let Leighton kind of go over that recognition this afternoon.
So just for those who recall the passing of Christian Saulsberry last December, former wide receiver for UWA, West Alabama is going to have the CS, if you didn't notice during the home game last week, on their helmets throughout the 2023 season to remember Christian and his time when he passed back in December of 2022. Former standout at UWA, two-time all-conference selection, played with the Canadian Football League with the Edmonton Elks. Tragically passed away last December in Memphis. And they honored him during the spring game last year with West Alabama. Today, Limestone is going to honor his memory today after our coin toss. So hopefully we'll have that live on the air with a moment of silence before kickoff this afternoon. We do want to thank the folks at Limestone for taking the moment to recognize the loss of Christian. And Will, you were here during Christian's time when he was at UWA as a receiver.
And I did. I was able to watch probably every game that he ever suited up for West Alabama. Phenomenal football player, an awesome individual, and glad we're getting an opportunity to honor him this afternoon.
Absolutely.
The marching band for the Limestone College Saints, they're making their way onto the field. They've got a little pregame festivities joined by some of the local high school bands and whatnot, as I'm sure they use that as somewhat of a recruiting tool. Absolutely. We do that something very similar with our UWA Honor Band. So it's awesome to see how different communities rally behind the local team. And I'll tell you, there's no community that I'd rather be a part of than the Livingston community. Yes. and how they support the Tigers.
Slowly learning that in my time here, getting used to the community. But, we were driving to dinner last night and, talking about trusting Google and mileage. We were trying to figure out where the restaurant was. But we got into Uptown Gaffney last night, saw just kind of the beautiful area of downtown, and, it actually took us to, the church district over there.
Yeah.
Where it's you had the Methodist Church, the Baptist Church, all within a 1-2 block radius.
Right.
But seeing the beauty of downtown Gaffney last night was really awesome to see, and definitely gives you that feel of that community sense that we have back in Livingston as well.
Absolutely. And, you talk about trusting Google, and we had some barbecue last night. It was nice. I mean, it was Big Joe's Beach House.
Big
Daddy Joe's Beach House Barbecue. I don't know what it had to do with the beach house at all. It is a barbecue joint through and through. And they've got it figured out. The folks were very hospitable, yes. And I probably ate more than I should, but I'd do it again if I had the opportunity.
Well, you got to. You and I were talking about, those ways to go of when you go to a barbecue place, there's two things I'll do. One, it's either get the loaded baked potato.
Sure.
With the barbecue pork, or do what we both did and get the combo meal and
absolutely
just have a different view of different everything.
Oh, it was a nice deal. I'm definitely pleased with that situation. We're about 10 minutes away from kicking it off. We'll take a short break. You're listening to Sumter County Farmers Federation Tiegate on SlyRock.com.
At Boone's Pharmacy, your community health mart pharmacy, the health of you and your family is the heart of our mission. We go above and beyond to offer the friendly and knowledgeable support you deserve. We make managing your health easier with a variety of personalized services. It's what community is all about. In Demopolis, your community health mart is Boone's Pharmacy. Experience the difference. Boone's Pharmacy, 951 U.S. Highway 80, Health Mart. Taking the time to listen and care.
Hi, this is Joseph Reed with First South Farm Credit in Demopolis, Alabama. In this economy, having a trusted lender with the knowledge and expertise to help navigate your purchase is needed now more than ever. Whether you're buying a piece of hunting land, some farmland to grow crops and cattle, or maybe just a place to relax and enjoy the great outdoors with friends and family, First South can help finance it for you. Find out how First South can help. Give us a call at 334-289-3280 or stop by the office on Highway 80 in Demopolis. First South has been financing farms and land since 1916 and is an equal housing lender.
Livingston Auto Parts has been family owned and operated for over 40 years in downtown Livingston. They've been serving the surrounding area, all the hydraulic hoses, batteries, spark plugs, oil, and belts that keep your vehicle and farm equipment going. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon. Hey, if they don't stock it, it probably doesn't exist, but I'm sure they can order it for you. Livingston Auto Parts.
That king cut ribeye at Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's in Livingston just makes my mouth water thinking about it. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's is the South's last old-fashioned steakhouse. They cook them the old-fashioned way. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's open Thursdays and Fridays for lunch from 11 to 1:30. And if you want that famous steak, it's served Wednesday through Saturday, 4:30 to 9:30. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's off I-59 and 20, exit 17, Highway 28 West in Livingston, Alabama. Check out Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's on Facebook.
Rob, I know we do the press box every Friday at noon at the Aloha Grill, but man, I eat there all the time.
To the Sumter County Farmers Federation Tiger Tailgate. Tigers are in Gaffney, South Carolina this week, and we'll be back in South Carolina next week as we take on North Greenville, as we'll be in Tigerville next week, and that kind of makes me feel like we got a little edge right there, going on the road. Layton,
sorry, Will, can we copyright that, by the way?
Just
tell them they can't do that. You know what I mean? Come on, we can't do that. Tigerville, God.
We are about 6 minutes and change away, and Layton, as we build up to this one, we talked about playing the number 5 team in the country with Angelo State, and we look at some of the teams on our schedule.
Yeah.
We arguably have one of the toughest schedules in Division II. I'm just looking at the AFC coaches poll. We played Angelo State last week.
Check.
They're 4, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to play West Florida. They're 6. Delta State's 10. West Georgia is 20. And Limestone, they got 4 votes.
Right.
So they're that's probably just outside the top 30 if you count it out that way.
Right.
So definitely West Alabama with a tough schedule this season.
And the good news, if you want to call it good news, bright side is the 3 conference schools you mentioned, West Florida, Delta, West Georgia, are all back-to-back-to-back. So you get through North Greenville next week. You get through today, North Greenville. We come back home to play Mississippi College, and I believe we host Delta State for homecoming, or for Hall of Fame weekend, excuse me.
That's right.
So that stretch is going to be interesting for UWA. Now, the good news is 2 of those 3 opponents are at home.
Yes.
So I think we go to West Georgia. Everything else is here. West Florida, they go there, and Delta comes here. So the good news is the bright side of it is that it's all back-to-back-to-back. Then you wrap up the year with doing 2.
That's right.
Early in the year.
You talk about that schedule. We've got Limestone this week. Travel to North Greenville. That's next week, the 16th. On the 23rd, we'll have Family Day in Livingston as we host the Choctaws of Mississippi College.
Yep.
And then the following weekend, Hall of Fame weekend, on the 30th, we'll host Delta State, a place that we had to travel to twice last year. I'm glad we're not making that trip. And then over to Carrollton on October the 7th. And then host homecoming, that's West Florida on October 14th. Shawan in Murfreesboro, North Carolina. That's going to be a haul.
Yeah.
And then Valdosta State on Senior Day, November the 4th. And then on the road to end the regular season, November 11th, when we go to Shorter. And, it's no brakes. It's all gas, from here on out. And you talk about, what West Alabama is got going on today. Looking at today's captains, we're going to have Kel Williams, Jamarcus Smith, John Hilbert, and Tony Brown. I'll kind of set it up here as Limestone, the Saints take the field. Now they're predominantly wearing blue pants trimmed in gold and white down the side, blue jerseys. That is a white numeral trimmed in like that gold color with the gold inserts. Their helmets predominantly blue, the gold stripe down the middle, and then the logo on the side. West Alabama's going with their road white jerseys, red pants, red numerals, and the red headgear with the Tiger logo there on the side as we get ready to get this one underway.
So we're going to have the quick moment here for Christian Saulsberry here. We're going to turn over to public address announcer for Limestone.
Christian Saulsberry, who unexpectedly passed away in December 2022. The Tigers are wearing the CS on their helmets this year in honor of Mr. Saulsberry. Let's all pause, please. Thank you. The captains for the Saints.
Class act right there by Limestone for that honoring the memory of Mr. Christian Saulsberry.
Absolutely. So you mentioned the captains for UWA, captains for Limestone as I get them here. You got 2 number 1s on their roster, so I'm betting you it's probably the graduate student, Terrilk Moore, who is number 1 on the jersey, and I'm going to get the others as we go here. 0, Dylan Reeves. 6, that is probably Chris Butash, the linebacker, and I will see if I can get the last one here that's blocking my view.
The captains have met on the logo there, the Saints logo at midfield. Now, this field has a lot going on. They got a line. They got a line for absolutely everything under the sun.
Oh, yes, they do.
And if you know soccer, you know which one's the soccer lines. If you're familiar with lacrosse, they got the lacrosse. They got football. I mean, they got a little bit of it all going on. As the Saints will win the toss, they elect to defer. West Alabama will defend the end here away from, like I say, it's away from campus. To our left, West Alabama will be going left to right on your radio dial as the Tigers make their way down the sideline, led by Coach Brett Gilliland. He's always easy to find. He's always wearing the white hat. It makes it a little easier for me as I can lock in on that. Now, we are almost field level. I mean, I'm standing maybe 5 feet off the ground right in here behind the bench. So it is very much a right in the mix of it kind of vantage point. Now, the downside is everything on the near sideline is going to be near impossible to see just for the fact that the players are right there. But it should be an awesome afternoon for football as the officials, they meet there at midfield. And we are just minutes away from getting this thing underway. I'm pretty pumped up about this one. We don't often play at 11 o'clock Central Time.
No, we do not.
And, we should actually, barring something crazy with the weather or whatnot, we should be able to be back at a relatively decent time tonight, as it looks like Ty Cade looks like he's going to be kicking it off. At least that's what I thought I saw.
I think it's
on there.
Let's see. I saw 2 put the ball down. I believe that's Daniel Denson Jr. That 2 looks like a 3, though, Will.
That's right.
It's those numbers are really tight.
They'll kick it off. West Alabama will field it 1 yard deep into the end zone. Bringing it out is Nelson, and he'll bring it out to just beyond the 10-yard line. We'll call it 12. Now, that's going to be a little bit of a challenge, too, being this spot. It's going to be hard to see those yard markers. But we'll do the best we can, and we'll get ready to Washington. It's Nalls. It'll be a handoff up the middle. Brown on the carry for a couple yard gain.
Number 12, Chandler Matthews, gain 3.
Out, and we talked about the conditions a few moments ago where the guy had a little bit of moisture come out. The footballs were not in the elements pregame. I saw the officials bring out the bag of balls right as the rain passed, but with wet field, and you're trying to get your track a little bit, that unable to get that fumble there, and a really good starting position now for the Saints at the 23-yard line for Limestone.
It'll be first down and 10 from the Tiger 23. Kyle Endicott, the grad senior from Flushing, Michigan. He'll be in the gun. He's got one back to his left, 2-step drop. He wants to go. He steps up into the pocket, tries to get it to number 4. That's going to fall incomplete. Jelani Baker, the intended receiver.
Number 11.
Good coverage there in the secondary by Washington, who was the reigning GSC Defensive Player of the Week with his 2 interceptions last week against Angelo State. Right there in coverage. Throw was a little bit wide of Baker, but good coverage nonetheless from Washington.
Endicott in the gun. Stewart, the lone back, he'll put him in motion. Throws out of the backfield to Stewart. In and out of the hands. That one's going to fall to the turf. Incomplete pass. As I think Trey Stewart, the junior from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, just had real estate on his mind, and he just didn't secure the football.
What's the old saying? Get the ball before you move, and that was not what Stewart did there, as he just fumbled it out of his hands incomplete in the backfield in a 3rd down and 10 situation now for Limestone.
Stewart rushed for just shy of 100 yards last week. He's in at Endicott's left. Puts a man in motion. That's going to be Baker. Snap. Endicott looking to throw, pressure by West Alabama. Looked like a hold up front, a little shuffle pass forward. That will be completed to number 6, Drew Dixon, the wide receiver out of Tucson, Arizona.
Good old-fashioned shovel pass right there to kind of get some yardage. I believe it's going to be short, looking for the down marker, and I don't think they got anything on that. It looks like it's 4th and 10.
4th down and 10. Once again, Limestone working from the Tiger 23. It looks like they're going to attempt the field goal. Coming in, I got number 2, Daniel Deneen, 33-yard attempt from the left hash. High snap, good hold. The kick's up. It's got the distance, and he'll sneak it through the right upright. As Limestone strikes first, they lead it here 3-0 as the Tigers will have to go to work on defense. We'll take a short break. When we come back, more Tiger football on SlyRock.com.
My name is Shelby, and I'm a student at the University of West Alabama. A cool opportunity I've had here is, as a graphic design major, I was able to enter the competition for the state voter guide cover design, and they just selected me as the winner, so I was able to visit in Montgomery with the Secretary of State and meet him and get printed copies of the guide that I designed.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
At Sumter Insurance, we have the best insurance products and the most experienced staff. Come see us today.
Welcome back to Saints Field. 14 minutes to go in the first quarter. Tigers trail it 3-0 after the 33-yard field goal. Kicking it off for Limestone will be Daniel Deneen. Back deep to return. That's going to be West Alabama's Darius Nelson. He'll return now when he crosses the 5, makes a move across the 10, the 15, the 20. He's got a little bit of room on the sideline. He's going to be forced out just shy of the 30-yard line. Good speed right there by Darius Nelson, the redshirt freshman out of Birmingham, Alabama, Huffman High School product, as we get an opportunity to see the West Alabama offense for the second time this afternoon.
A little bit of a better start field position-wise, but nonetheless, it's going to be a good start here for UWA. Let's see. That was kind of the Achilles heel last week that we saw in the second half against Angelo, the turnovers that West Alabama suffered. So let's see if the offense can get a drive going here early in the first quarter, down 3-0.
Brown, the lone back. He'll take the ball, crossover step up the middle, as he may pick up a yard on the play right there. And again, we are right in behind the Tiger bench, so forgive us if we're not very high. It's going to be about 1.5 yards. We'll call it 2 yards on first down. Melton in the gun, hands off to Brown, works his way toward the middle of the pile, and he will meet opposition. After a couple yard gain, it'll bring up third down.
So, Will, I've been kind of troubleshooting some stuff on my end. We've only seen Brown out there on the back line on the running back end for West Alabama.
It's going to be, we'll call it a 3 wide receiver set. They'll put a man in motion. That's going to be Nelson. Brown to Melton's left. Melton wants to throw across the middle, wants to go to the big tight end, Caeleb Bass, in and out of the hands of Bass. So West Alabama will be forced to punt it away. They're looking at a 4th down and 6 from their own 33. Looking at the stats from last week, West Alabama's Trey Sullivan, 8 punts. He averaged just over 37 yards per. He had a long of 45. He pinned him inside the 20 on 2 occasions. As Sullivan will come in. Sullivan wearing number 92, the senior out of Leroy, Alabama. He's right there in the middle of the field. Good snap. High arching spiral right there by Sullivan. That's going to hit and take a West Alabama bounce. Great coverage by the special teams unit led by West Alabama's number 25, DeLawrence Butler, the freshman out of Clinton, Mississippi.
A lot of pushing and shoving there on that one, and I was waiting to see if there was going to be running into the kick return coverage penalty there, but nothing there from the officials saw. But nonetheless, good punt. Pinned them inside inside the 10.
Yeah, it was an awesome punt right there by Sullivan as he flips the field. They're having a little trouble with their live stats, so we don't have those right in front of us, but the Saints will take over 1st down and 10 from their own 9. We've got 12:40 to go here in this first quarter. West Alabama trailing 3-0 on an afternoon where we experienced a little rain pregame, but that seems to have blown on through, at least for the time being. Looks like there may be some issues with the chains there on the sideline, a short stoppage.
There we go. I saw the umpire immediately signal stop of play and ran over to the football.
Trey Stewart, the lone back, Endicott in the gun. He puts a man in motion, hands off to Stewart. He wants to go off right tackle. He'll gain positive yardage. That'll bring up 2nd down. It's going to be a gain of about 2, Layton. on first down. The PA announcer says 3, but I'm looking at the sticks, and that's 2 all day long.
Yes, it is.
Endicott in the gun. Stewart to his left. He got 2 wide receivers here to the near side. He puts the tight end in motion. Hands off to Stewart, dances around at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing, says the Tiger defense, led by number 11, Mario Nichols, a senior, out of Pearl, Mississippi.
What a stop there, and we mentioned it in the notes this week. 8 tackles for loss last week for this UWA defense against one of the best defenses in Angelo State last week.
I tell you, in offense is fun, don't get me wrong,
yes.
but when guys dial it up on defense, I mean, that'll get you fired up. It brings up 3rd down and 8. The Saints work from their own 8-yard line. We're approaching the 11.5-minute mark of the first quarter. Endicott puts a man in motion, whistles on the field as I didn't see the indication. We'll get the official word from the umpire. It's going to be timeout. They said West Alabama. That is going to be timeout Limestone.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's a Limestone timeout. I didn't pay attention to the play clock, but Greg Hill is not going to call a timeout on 3rd and long early in the first quarter.
And the head official, he's pointing to Limestone.
Makes sense.
I've been there. You get so geared up, and you see one thing, and your mouth says something like completely different. As Limestone breaks the huddle, they're looking at a 3rd down, and it looks like about a 3rd down and 10, working from their 8. 11:32 remaining. Saints lead 3-0. I think they've blown out their speaker on their public address. It almost sounds like we're in a Charlie Brown commercial. I mean, cartoon there. But the teacher says, play on. Stewart on the carry. Up the middle. He'll gain positive yardage, but not enough for a 1st down. So a good stop once again, by the West Alabama defense.
I'm glad you could hear the play on from the public address announcer, because I can't hear anything. And it's throwing me off a little bit because I'm trying to hear you, and that thing is like really into my ears.
We're going to rock star through this one all day long, folks. Into punt's going to be Brian Fry, 6'2", 205, sophomore from Villa Rica, Georgia. Back deep to return as the sun pops out is Darius Nelson. He's got his heels on his own 45. Just under 11 to play here in the first quarter. Low snap, wobbly end over end kick that's going to go. It's going to hit at the 45 and cross across midfield. Maybe. Let's see where the official marks it. No, it'll be on the Limestone 48.
Yeah, that was a pop-up type style punt that just did not want to go anywhere, and when it bounced, I think, at like the 42 of Limestone, and then went out of bounds at the 48.
Yeah, and I mean, and when we talk about this, we're on the field, man. Like, we are, I mean, I feel like I could almost, if I leap one railing and tape my knee up so it doesn't give way when I go over the deal, like we would be right there. But West Alabama in great field position, just under 11 minutes to go here in the first quarter. They are trailing 3-0.
Fans, a reminder that it's a great day for the University of West Alabama to get vaccinated. Many children and adults that delay vaccination during the pandemic are still behind schedule. It is crucial that we take steps for everyone to get back on track with their routine immunizations. Children and teens can still catch up on their vaccinations even if they start late. Fans, make sure you and your family are up to date on all recommended vaccines, including COVID-19 and flu. Let's do all our part to get back on track, and remember to don't wait, vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM. Will?
I'll tell you, it's one of those things that you start thinking about the fall coming up, and the just being under the weather, and all of that kind of deal. I'm a West Alabama. They usually offer like the flu shots and that kind of thing, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go do that just to be on the safe side.
Absolutely.
Because I want to make sure I'm here every Saturday.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
West Alabama 1st down and 10 from the Saints 48. Brown in the backfield. It'll be a 3 wide receiver set. Hand off to Brown. He wants to dance to the left side. He tries to bounce it around left end. And I'm afraid Brown may have lost a yard on the play. Official says he does. So it'll be 2nd down and 11. with 10:24 to go here in the first.
So, Willem, we'll pull the cover a little bit. We do have live stats pulled up, and on our screen there, if you go to the split box tab there, that'll show both teams' offense and defense. It'll be a little bit easier for you to read on stats.
Yeah. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Hashtag SID life.
Second down and 11. West Alabama hands off to Brown. He's going to lose yardage. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. We'll call it lose 4 yards on the play. So back-to-back negative plays for West Alabama as we hit the 10-minute mark.
What a response coming out of the timeout for Limestone with back-to-back tackles for losses and a 3rd and long situation now coming up for UWA here.
3rd down and long. You heard Layton call it. It'll be 3rd and 15. West Alabama inside their own territory now on the 47. 4 wide receivers set. Brown in the backfield. Melton looks to throw. 3-step drop. Wants to go across the middle. He's got in mind. He wants to get hooked up with John Hilbert. And Hilbert couldn't bring it in. And that'll bring up 4th down. Back to return is the return man for the Saints. A good spiral. That was going to be fielded at about the 5-yard line. Great defensive special teams right there by West Alabama's Shamar Lewis. And holy smokes, Lewis was on a mission.
Wow. I was thinking fair catch, and he did not signal fair catch return man for Limestone. I missed the number because I was seeing Lewis swarm in to get that tackle. What a play. Wow.
Shamar Lewis comes in there, the grad senior from Dixon Mills. He prepped at Sweetwater, and holy smokes, he was like a cannon coming through there. And West Alabama's special team showing out once again. It was a phenomenal punt by Trey Sullivan. And great coverage right there by Shamar Lewis.
Meanwhile, Sweetwater was here Thursday night against Charter School, and they have not missed a beat with they made it to the state championship last couple years. They have not missed a beat down in South Marengo County.
Yeah, I'll tell you, they are. It's pretty impressive. And they are a very solid high school team. There's the West Alabama defense gets ready to go to work. Saints will have it 1st down and 10. They're going to start. I
think I heard the 3.
Looking at the 3-yard line. There we go. I can see the official there marking the spot there on the 3. So within a shadow of their own goalpost are the Saints. Endicott's got one man in the backfield. That's going to be Stewart. False start by the Saints. Not a huge penalty. That's going to be like a yard and a half. But that's a yard and a half closer, and this West Alabama defense has been able to get into the backfield pretty regularly, so we'll see how that bodes for this Tiger front.
Not a lot of room to work with when you lose half the distance, 1.5 yard line, and another flag.
Well, we're going to have it. We're going to have it first and it's going to be like 11 from the about half-yard line or so. As West Alabama's defense just kind of biding their time. One of the big guys up front for West Alabama.
So half of 1.5 is 3/4?
Yeah, 3/4. Endicott hands off to Stewart. He's got a hold. He gets it out across the 5, the 10, and he'll be brought down at about the 12-yard line. So that's a pretty solid effort up front for Limestone. Checking in for West Alabama will be number 10, Cam White. And they gain 11. Brings up 2nd down and looks like about 2. Just under 9 minutes to play in the first. Tigers trail by 3. Endicott in the gun. Stewart to his left. He puts a man in motion. Flags come in once again.
Might be another false start.
And we'll see how that one goes. The officials confer.
And I'm blocked by UWA jerseys, but it is on Limestone. It looks like it's a false start.
That's going to go against Limestone. So 3 out of the last 4 plays, false start penalties by the offense. It'll be 2nd down, 7 to go, 8:44 remaining. First quarter action, Tigers trail by 3. Endicott in the gun, hands it off to Stewart, finds a little bit of a running room there, and he will be wrestled to the ground. That looks like number 91, Franklin New for West Alabama, the Bayou Battery. 3rd down and 2, 8:12 remaining in the first. Tigers trail 3-0. Up front for West Alabama, that's Jamarvis Turner. He looks ready to go as the Saints hand off to Stewart. He's got a running room. He's crossed the 20, the 25, out to the 30, wrestled to the ground. And good thing that West Alabama's Mario Nichols steps in and makes an open field tackle, because, Leighton, there was a lot of real estate in there.
A lot of real estate, a lot of missed tackles for UWA, and they're going to go quick. Limestone is here.
Endicott with time. Pressure by West Alabama. He's flushed out of the pocket. He rolls to his right. He tucks it, and he'll be forced out of bounds by West Alabama's number 94, Cody Sigler, the sophomore from New Hope, Alabama. Positive yards on the play there, Leighton.
Yep, looks like a gain of 2 there. Sorry, Will, trying to hear you in this.
He'll pick up about 3. It's 3rd down and 7 to go for Limestone.
UWA is going to make some changes on defense. 40, Davonta Jackson, along with 38, Michael Sharpley, and 32, Jamal Ellis in now on the front line for UWA.
That's some big dogs up front for West Alabama defensively, as they're looking at a 3rd down and 6. 6.5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Tigers trail it by 3. Endicott looking to the sideline. He's got Robinson to his left. 3 wide receivers here to the near side.
Timeout. Play clock was running down.
Timeout on the field. I tell you what, Leighton, let's take it with them. A quick one here on your station for Tiger Football, SlyRock.com.
Sunnydale Meats. Just like our Limestone University Saints, Sunnydale Meats delivers unbeatable quality. They're not just providing meat, they're delivering the heart and soul of every delicious meal. So when you're grilling up a victory feast, remember to choose Sunnydale Meats for that winning flavor. Taste excellent.
We'll keep it right here. I will touch base with our producer back in the station. Sometimes the mouse moves a little bit, and we're not able to fire the commercial like we want to, but that is okay.
And while you do that, Will, I'll remind fans to follow UWA Athletics online at UWAathletics.com for the home of news, schedules, rosters, and more for all 16 varsity programs at the University of West Alabama. Again, UWAathletics.com. Also follow the Tigers on social media. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever Elon's calling Twitter now, at UWA Athletics.
6:25 to go in the first quarter.
You'll know in my game notes I have Twitter/X. So
I got you.
Whoever floats your boat.
3rd down and 6 for the Saints from the 36. Endicott wants to throw across the middle. Pass is going to be caught by number 88. That's going to be Trey Robinson, and that's going to be enough for a Saints first down.
Credit one, Artavious Washington there on the tackle for the Tigers, but enough for the first down for the Saints, and they move the sticks, and we are now at the 43-yard line, it looks like, of Limestone.
Limestone works from that, fakes the handoff. Pressure by West Alabama. He throws one up. He just has to heave that one out of bounds as West Alabama got great pressure up front. I'm looking, and if I'm not mistaken, that's Jamal Ellis that got the pressure for West Alabama. And that brings up 3rd down and about 4 as the Saints are working from midfield. In at running back, they're going to bring in, that's going to be the wide receiver, Jelani Baker. He'll be to Endicott's left. He puts Stewart in motion. Endicott to throw, pressure by West Alabama's Jamal Ellis. Yes, sir! That's a sack by the Tiger defense, and they hold on 3rd down.
What a stop there by Jamal Ellis. Found the quarterback. We saw it in the last play, Will. Able to get to that quarterback, and this time they blitzed through the defense, the offensive line, and got the stop, and a big sack for UWA.
West Alabama's Jamal Ellis flexing a little bit there on 3rd down, and a fantastic stop by the Tiger D. They'll put the offense back out on the field after this punt by the Saints, back deep for West Alabama. That will be number 5, Darius Nelson, as he stands at his own 19. High spiral, that one's going to turn over. Nelson fields it at the 19. He crosses the 20. He makes his way toward the near sideline. He's got a little bit of running room. He comes to the near sideline. He's going to be forced out of bounds just shy of the 30-yard line, and West Alabama seems pretty content with that one, Leighton.
Credit, I believe, double number, so forgive me. John Williams right there on that on that block there to give the return coverage there for Nelson to get him a couple more yards to get UWA in a better spot on the field.
Nice job right there by the Tigers special teams. Leading them on for this series will be Spencer Arceneaux. Arceneaux, kind of a wildcat type quarterback over the last game, as he's got Antonio Brown to his right, 3 wide receivers to the top side of the field. We've got 4.5 minutes to play here in the first. Hand off to Washington around left end. He wants to get a little running room. He's got that. Flags come in as Brown takes it out to the 39, and we'll see That's typically in the area of that hold situation.
I'm watching for our referee, see if I have a good view of what he calls here. So far I'm okay, but now we got the defense in my way.
I mean, and big number 99 is not somebody that you're going to be able to see through at 6'3", 290.
It is a penalty against West Alabama. It's a replay of first down, so I'm going to guess it's a hold.
Up front, a little too much extracurriculars there for West Alabama, as they'll be looking at a first down. They will work from, looks like their own 23-yard line.
It looks like it was a 10-yard from the spot. It's the 1st and 17 instead of the 1st and 20.
Spencer Arceneaux, he'll deploy 3 wide receivers here to the near side. That includes Nalls and Hilbert. The big tight end, Caeleb Bass. Flags on the play for West Alabama. Most likely as Arceneaux takes it, keeps it. He'll go far side as the line judge here near side fires in the penalty flag.
It was on the snap. It was when the line judge threw the flag, and now he's going over to talk to Brett Gilliland there for a moment, and now we'll go back to our white hat.
Might have had a situation where someone was lined up there in the neutral zone as well. We'll see.
It's an offside on the defense, according to the referee. So it is an end to get the yardage needed on that short play there to get the first down. As a tackle out of bounds right at the UWA sideline right in front of us here, Will, and a 1st and 10 here for the Tigers, and that is the first down of the game for UWA.
Caeleb Bass, a big target for the Tigers at 6'5", 220. 1st down and 10 for West Alabama from their own 40. Arceneaux, keeper, up the middle. He takes a hit, bounces off. Gang tackle. As if there's 11 people wearing blue jerseys, 8 of them were in on the tackle.
They were on top, moving around, trying to get him from inside everywhere. They couldn't get him down, and I think Arceneaux was able to get an extra yard out of that, and it looks like it's 2nd down and 7.5.
Yeah, he gains about 3 yards, does Arceneaux, the redshirt sophomore out of Mobile, Alabama.
Walk on at Nebraska from what I was reading.
He was, that's right. He's got pretty good wheels, a 3 wide receiver set stacked to the top side. It'll be Nalls here to the near side. In the backfield, it'll be Brown. Arceneaux wants to throw. No time to throw it as the pocket collapsed. Leading the charge was the big guy up front. That's number 95, 93 or 95. As big tackle for a loss for the big guy up front. I see him trotting off. That's 95, Ethan Reynolds. 6'3", 335.
Wow.
I bet he's been to that barbecue restaurant a time or two.
Or 3.
4 wide receiver set. Nalls, the lone back here to the near side. It'll be Brown. Off right tackle. He lowers his shoulder. He'll get positive yards on the play, but not enough for a first down. In on the stop will be Nick Alvarado, redshirt junior from Long Island, New York. You look at this roster, man, they got folks from all over. I got a lot of South Carolina natives, but you got Georgia, Virginia, New York, Arizona, Louisiana. I mean, they've got a guy from Florida, North Carolina. They've really spread it out as far as their recruiting base.
A lot of different places, and you want that depth when you talk about the across the country like that.
Ooh. Low snap. Sullivan's able to get it away. It'll be fair caught at about the 21 of the Saints. Sullivan ended up on the ground, but I don't know if it was any malicious intent there or if it was the breeze that went by and he might have just embellished it a little bit.
Nonetheless, still close enough to where I'm like, okay, that's close. And good news is on the travel roster that was sent to me, it was a 94. We don't have a 94, so it doesn't matter.
That's right. That's right. 1 minute, 33 ticks of the clock here in the first quarter. Tigers trail it 3-0 as the defense will go to work. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Saints from their own 24. Endicott, he'll have Stewart in the backfield. 2 wide receivers here to the near side, 2 to the top side. He brings Stewart to his right, does Endicott. He wants to throw. Quick slant out to the right side. That's going to be pass complete. He'll be wrestled to the ground by number 1. In on the reception, that's going to be number 4, Jelani Baker, the senior out of Snellville, Georgia. Transfer actually from the University of West Georgia as we approach the 1 minute mark here in the first quarter. Tiger defense looking at a Second down and 1 after the 9-yard pickup. Endicott in the gun. Puts a man in motion. Stewart to his left. Handoff will be to Stewart. Good penetration by West Alabama leading the charge. That's going to be number 5, Jamarcus Smith. No gain or an incremental gain brings up third down.
Limestone 2 of 5 on third down conversions here. They'll have to get one play off before the end of the quarter with 36 seconds on the game clock, 20 on the play clock.
Endico's got 2 men in the backfield. It'll be a handoff to Stewart. A great surge up front by the West Alabama defense. And the defense, from my vantage point, looks like they've got themselves another stop on third down.
And the line judge closest to us has signaled fourth down, so 12 seconds left. Tigers are going to bring out the return team, but we'll see if Limestone will punt here away from the end of the quarter.
4 ticks on the clock. I do not think that they're going to get that one off. That'll do it for the first quarter of play. So after the first quarter, Tigers trail at 3-0 here in Gaffney, South Carolina. Layton will take a short break. When we come back, we'll get it fired up for the second quarter. Your station, Tiger Football, SlyRock.com.
Calling all parents. Do you have a 10th, 11th, or 12th grade student that's looking for a career path? Make your plans to be at Shelton State's Martin campus in Tuscaloosa, October 5th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the Worlds of Work Varsity Career Expo. This will be a fun event geared towards helping students in our area become familiar with high demand and high wage career opportunities. There will also be opportunities for the students and parents to win gas cards with a value up to $300. Wow. This is a West Alabama Works event in partnership with business and industry partners across West Alabama. Visit worldsofwork.com for more details and info or call 334-310-9511 for information.
Back here at Saints Field, here we begin the second quarter. Limestone leading 3-0 here over West Alabama. Quick first quarter stats here as we look at some numbers here. Total plays between the two teams for UWA, 13 plays, 33 yards for Limestone, 18 plays on 56 yards as they'll get ready for the punt here, and we'll go over stats after the punt, Will.
Back to return for West Alabama will be number 5. That's going to be Darius Nelson. And to do the punting, Brian Fry. Good snap, Fry. High wobbly spiral, fair catch signal by Nelson as West Alabama will take over right about the 20, I'm going to call that 25-yard line. Again, it's going to be close, maybe 26. Late in first quarter stats.
First quarter stats as we look through. Total, we'll look at rushing yards. UWA with 11 rushing yards on 10 attempts. Limestone 39 on 12 attempts. Receiving only one pass for UWA, 22 yards. Limestone 2 for 17. Mentioned the total yards a moment ago. Third down conversions, Tigers 0 of 3. Limestone 2 of 6. Possession, Limestone 846. West Alabama 614.
West Alabama's offense, Spencer Arceneaux in at quarterback. First down and 10 from their own 27. Arceneaux fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right, wants to go downfield. In and out of the hands. That's going to be number 5, Darius Nelson. That was a little low, but Nelson would tell you 9 times out of 10, maybe 9.5 times out of 10, he's going to bring that one in every time.
It was going to be a shoestring catch one way or the other, but just in and out of his hands, and unfortunately an incomplete pass. Now second down.
Second down and 10. Tigers work from their own 27. They trail it 3-0. Handoff, that's going to be number 13, Braden Jenkins. He goes right side. He's going to get positive yardage as the freshman.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, that may be his first collegiate carry.
I believe so, yes. Freshman from just outside Mobile, went to Theodore High School down in South Alabama. He gets 4 yards on the carry.
That's it. I tell you what, first look at Jenkins right there. Look like he has some wheels as he's going to be in there with Arceneaux. He'll be to Arceneaux's right. Third down and 6. Arceneaux steps back, wants to wobbly wobbly duck that came out there. It either came out of his hand funky there or got tipped at the line, but that one will fall incomplete.
Because you had two receivers in coverage. You had, I believe, Nalls along with Williams. Hilbert that was right there. And unfortunately, they were turned to their back when the ball was thrown, so I don't think they were ready for it. It may have been tipped from the secondary. So 4th down. And again, Will, we've talked about third down efficiency. 0 for 4 now, and UWA struggled from that emphasis last week against Angelo State as well. Again, we talked about it with Coach Gilliland about having that opportunity to keep drives going on a punt here.
Sullivan hammers another one. Fair catch right about the Saints' 29-yard line. Sullivan on the afternoon averaging just over 47 yards per punt, and the West Alabama defense will be called on once again.
Fans, a reminder that UWA Athletics will have soccer kicking back off. A good 1-1 draw with Eckerd on the men's side last night at Tiger Stadium. Conference play will open up next weekend at Tiger Stadium while we're on the road at North Greenville. Men's and women's soccer will begin the conference season with Lee on Friday night. The men are ranked nationally. Kickoff, women at 5 p.m., men at 7:30 from Tiger Stadium. All the coverage at UWAathletics.com/live.
First down and 10 for the Saints. Just under 14 minutes to play in the half. High snap. Endicott reels it in. Wants to go downfield. He's going to get that one complete to the wide receiver there on the far side. That's number 88, Trey Robinson, the 6'2 sophomore, and it'll be a first down for the Saints.
It's like Stanford was right there in coverage on the tackle, and good coverage there to get the first down for the Saints there.
Saints pick up the first down. It'll be first down and 10 from their own 44. Endicott, hands off. Stewart, left side. Opposition by West Alabama. They're not having it. They might have got back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard gain there, as West Alabama's number 94 coming in. That's going to be Cody Sigler gets the stop. Second down, Saints from their own 45. Trips here to the near side, one lone wide receiver to the far side. Endicott goes to the far sideline. He's going to throw to Stewart out of the backfield. He'll get across midfield when he's pushed out of bounds. That's going to be right about the Tiger 48. No, they mark him right at midfield, so right at the midfield stripe.
I was thinking the same thing, Will, because I thought he got an extra yard, but I guess he was out of bounds right at that midfield stripe. But a third down and 4. Let's see if we can get a stop here as UWA has seen Limestone go 2 for 6 on third downs.
West Alabama's defense ready to go to work. Third down and 4. Endicott looks to the sideline. He brings Stewart to his right. We've got two wide receivers here to the near side. Snap. Endicott. He's going to have to tuck it. He gets rid of it, fires it across the middle. That's intercepted by West Alabama's Artavious Washington. He brings it across midfield. He makes a move down to the 40 as West Alabama comes up with another turnover, and none other than number 1, Artavious Washington, the reigning Defensive Player of the Week for the Gulf South Conference, strikes again.
You ruined my call, Will. I was going to do it. Dadgummit. By the way, he's been the GSE Defensive Player of the Week. I saw him to get it in.
There we go.
What a catch from Washington right in the middle of the field. Makes the catch and another big return, similar to what we saw against Angelo State last week. And maybe that gets that spark for that offense to get going here as they're going to start inside the 40. Outside the 40.
Looks like they're going to spot it right about the 42-yard line. Arceneaux will be at the helm. 12-12 to go in the half. The Tigers trail it 3-0. A huge defensive stop for West Alabama. They force another turnover. Arceneaux in the gun. He puts a man in motion. That's going to be Nelson. Nelson on the handoff. He wants to go around the right end, but the very speedy number 16, Jeremiah Lomax, cuts him down for a loss on first down.
Kind of an end-around play with Nelson starting from the left side, trying to go the other way, and Limestone sniffed it out, and a loss of 2 is what they're calling it here, 2nd and 12.
Second down and 12. West Alabama from their own, we'll call it 44. Brown in at running back. Arceneaux steps up to the line. He gives the direction. Here to the near side will be Tyler Walker at the wide receiver position. The lone receiver on the top side, that looks to be Nalls. Spencer with time across the money to tight end Caeleb Bass. That's a huge West Alabama first down as Bass brings it inside the 10-yard line, and the Tiger offense, they've got something going here.
Bass has both receptions this afternoon for UWA. Had the 22-yard reception in the first quarter And now a big play has UWA in the red zone, 1st and goal from the 5.
Bass came up a little gimpy right there. I don't know if he tweaked his ankle or something, but he's being looked at here on the sideline. He may just have gotten a cramp. But West Alabama, 1st down and goal from the 6. Arceneaux in at quarterback. Hands off to Brown. No, Arceneaux's going to keep it. He wants to bring it around right side. He cuts his way back in. And Arceneaux's not able to get in, but I'll tell you what, Arceneaux is a fearless runner when he's got the football.
And we saw that after that Washington pick in quarter number 1 last week against Angelo. On the next play, ran 27 yards for the score. It looks like 2nd and goal inside the 2.
He picks up 2 yards on the play. You're right on the money. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. 10-15 to go here in the first half. Tigers threatening. Arceneaux in at quarterback. 3 wide receiver set. We've got Walker here to the near side. Arceneaux wants to keep it. Makes his way in behind the big men up front. We look for the West Alabama touchdown. And yes, sir, the Tigers get in there for 6.
This little quarterback keeper up the middle found some daylight and found the blue turf in the end zone for 6 and touchdown for UWA. What a play from Arceneaux. What a drive. Like I said, the spark from Artavious Washington's interception once again sparks the offense for a score.
I mean, you are absolutely right on the money on that deal. As Washington, he's been a spark every time he gets out there. As West Alabama's having a little bit of an issue here on special teams. 7 seconds before we get this one underway. Kevin Butcher's in to kick it away. 3 seconds to go. The snap, the hold's good. The kick, it's up, and it's good. You can count it. Tigers take the lead 7-3 here with 10:05 to go. We'll take a very short pause on your station for Tiger Football, SlyRock.com.
On your phone or in person, in our showroom or at your home. When it comes to getting your next Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram pre-owned vehicle, the choice is yours. Every Johnson Dodge qualified vehicle comes with a warranty and more. Shop locally from our great selection with prices and payments that'll fit any budget. With an easy financing process, plus choose Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Meridian and get more for your trade with a real offer within minutes. Car buying on your terms. In store or online, your next vehicle is just a click away.
Back here at Saints Field, the score, West Alabama just got on the board with a 4-yard touchdown from Spencer Arceneaux, leads 7-3 with 10:06 left in the second quarter. Drive on that touchdown drive for UWA, 4 plays, 40, if I can do my math here, 42 yards. Took about a couple minutes off the clock here, just getting stats to catch up on me here. But the big play of that drive, Will, if you remember, the Caeleb Bass 38-yard reception to get UWA inside the 5 for that 1st and goal, and Arceneaux able to punch it in for the touchdown.
I'll tell you what, it's awesome to see how, you mentioned it, a defensive play can spark the offense, and all of a sudden, the guys have got that confidence, and West Alabama with a lot of energy here on the sideline. Just under 10 minutes to go in the first half, West Alabama's found the end zone. And that looks like the recipe that they needed to get things moving here in Gaffney, South Carolina, a place, we'll be about an hour away from here next week. So South Carolina, they may be forwarding our mail here for the next couple of weeks. But
it's fine with me.
We'll take it. We've got a great afternoon for it.
The summer we had down in Livingston with temperatures in the triple digits and humidity and everything else, and then we get here and
it's very pleasant.
Very pleasant. Like I said, I had a little rain, but you're going to have that during the summer months.
Butchers gets ready to kick it off. End over end kick. Fielding it will be no one. That one will go through the back of the end zone. So Butchers kicks that one through the end zone. And West Alabama's defense will be ready to go to work here.
Pretty even on total yards here, Will, as I'm looking at some of the numbers. 20 plays now for the Tigers, 78 yards. Saints with 22 plays, 76. And we were talking about the punting earlier for UWA for Sullivan. He's now averaging 45.5, so that average went down a little bit on that last one.
I'll tell you what, but when you got a guy that can flip the field for you like that,
yeah.
I mean, that's huge.
That's huge.
Tiger defense gets ready to go to work. Among the guys leading the way will be Trevoris Hatcher. He'll be one of the big men up front. Endicott with a man in the backfield. That's going to be Stewart. Fakes the handoff to Stewart. Wants to go here near side. Pass is going to be complete. Pass is going to be complete to number 4, Jelani Baker. And West Alabama will force him out of bounds. That's going to be right at the 41-yard line, but the Saints with another first down.
Shamar Lewis there on the tackle. That was perfect. Well, it was right in front of us. Had a perfect window with the players moving right there so we can see the play.
And to throw. He'll get hooked up again. That's going to be number 88, Trey Robinson. Looks like it's going to be an incremental gain as they mark it off. It's going to be a little more generous than I thought. I thought it was going to be about 3, and it looks like they move it to about 6. Again, not being able to see the sideline for all the big guys standing in front of us, so it'll be second down for the Saints. Endicott puts a man in motion. High snap, hands off. Stewart here near side. West Alabama swarms the ball carrier. He might be lucky and get back to the original line of scrimmage.
That's number 1.
Leading the charge right there for the Tigers, Trayvon Nunn, the linebacker out of St. Paul's Episcopal down in Mobile. Third down. Tiger defense going to work here. They've had some success in this spot this afternoon. Third down and 3. Saints work from their own 49. Endicott, 3-step drop. Pressure by West Alabama. In and out of the hands of number 2, Za'Dai Butler. And give some credit to the Tiger defense. It looked like number 5, Jamarcus Smith, just barreling in there. As I'm just going to go ahead and say I think we got a little of those alligator arms as Smith starts barreling in there, and he's like, I'm not sure I'm going to lay out for that one.
He literally was bobbling it, and then the next thing you know, Smith comes in and gets him down and makes sure that ball's landing on the turf. Now, there's your stop that you need there on defense. That's another 3 and out here for Limestone, and that momentum is right now in the favor of the white jerseys here in Gaffney.
Wobbly punt, fair catch called by West Alabama's return man, Nelson. So he will haul that one in. West Alabama will take over 1st and 10 inside their own territory. Looks like about the 12-yard line. 8 minutes, 35 seconds to go in this first half, and West Alabama coming off of a 4-play, 42-yard drive that saw points on the board. We'll see who leads the Tigers out for this series. Once again, it'll be Arceneaux. Also going to see Braden Jenkins in at running back. Caeleb Bass in there at the tight end position. Nelson at the wide receiver spot here to the near side.
Yeah, I saw Bass come out, and I know he was a little shaken up after that long reception on that last drive, but good to see him back out there.
First down and 10 from the 12. Arceneaux in the gun. Browns to his right, That's going to be the freshman. Arceneaux keeps it, takes it around right side, and he's going to lose yardage on the play, it looks like. Loss of about 2. All on first down. Checking in for West Alabama was going to be number 2, John Hilbert. So some personnel changes. Jenkins in at running back. Arceneaux in at the quarterback position. Nalls, the wide receiver to the top side of the field. It'll be Hilbert here to the near side. Jenkins to the right of Arceneaux. Fakes the handoff. Arceneaux wants to go up the middle. That's going to be in and out of the hands of Darius Nalls. Nalls had about 2 steps on his man, and I'll tell you, nobody's happier right now than Shank Brown because he was beat. Flat out beat.
That was 6 points right there, and all that had to be done was just make the catch. Easy walk from 45, 50 yards out for the score. Instead, it's a third down.
It was just kind of like that post route on the outside. He pulls to the middle of the middle of the field, and in and out of the hands of Nalls. So West Alabama looking at a third down and 13. Arceneaux, pressure, tucks it, runs across the right side. He gets out across the 25 to the 30. He's forced out of bounds at the 35-yard line. But I'll tell you what, folks, Spencer Arceneaux's a football player, and he gets the West Alabama first down.
He had the opportunity for that long play on that pass. He said, well, I'll just take it myself and get the long play there and get the run. And a 1st and 10 for UWA here with under 8 to go in the second quarter.
West Alabama brings in another tight end. That's going to be Cole McDowell, the junior out of Lubbock, Texas. So McDowell and Bass in. Here to the near side, that's going to be Walker and Nelson. Arceneaux hands off to Jenkins. Jenkins right side with running room. That's going to be a gain of about 9 yards on the play. Great job by the freshman as he gets out on the right side. West Alabama with a little bit of tempo. Second down and 1. They work from their own 45. Arceneaux in it back. Hands off to Jenkins. Jenkins gets the first down and a little bit more. We're in there for the Tigers just shy of midfield. They work from their own 49, do the Tigers. Handoff fakes to Jenkins. They wants to go downfield. That's going to be Nalls. He's wide open. That's reception. He rakes away from the tackler, and yes, sir! West Alabama touchdown! Wow!
So, what a touchdown play there by Nalls. He had it in and out of his hands last time out, was a step shy of going to the end zone on a longer drive. Arceneaux finds him again, breaks through a tackle, gets to the end zone, and 6 more for the Tigers of UWA.
Butchers in to attempt the PAT. Sullivan will hold. He made the spin move right about the 5, and he would not be denied the end zone as Nalls gets in there. Good snap and a good hold. Butchers off the left upright. So West Alabama will leave a point on the field on that one after a big play, 51-yarder, as the Tigers lead it by 10, 13-3 with 6:20. But holy smokes, Leighton, what a nice hookup right there from Arceneaux to Nalls.
51 yards on the reception as the stats are slowly catching up to us here, but I'm still waiting on the play-by-play. But a 51-yard touchdown run, a touchdown reception from Arceneaux to Darius Nalls. And what a drive there by UWA coming off the punt. And credit the freshman, Jenkins, on those 2 carries that got UWA to the midfield line, and that helped the Tigers get to the end zone for their second touchdown of the afternoon.
6 plays covering 88 yards did the Tigers. It ends in a 51-yard hookup. Arceneaux to Nalls, and they lead it by 10 here, 13-3. We've got 6:20 remaining in the half, and this is the kind of thing that I like to see transpiring for the Tigers.
Absolutely.
Is that the offense is beginning to click, and I'm telling you, and we've talked about it, it's being set up by the play of the defense.
Correct.
I mean, the guys out on defense, they're rolling up their sleeves, they're going to work every single down, and it's just put a spark in this ball club that's put 13 unanswered points on the board for the Tigers.
It's a good thing to see, and we kind of, like I said, we saw sparks of that against Angelo State, and that was the situation that we saw ourselves in, was the opportunity to sustain those drives, and that's what Coach Brett Gilliland talked about in postgame last week, was we got to sustain drives on offense. If we sustain drives on offense, we're fine, and we've seen that so far with 2 touchdowns on 2 drives.
Butcher's in to kick it off. He'll kick it off from his own 35. End over end. That's going to be returnable, fielded at the 5, out across the 10. Shake and bake, out across the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30. Out to the 40, and forced out of bounds. Coach Gilliland, he's right on top of it. He's going to be pointing at the 42, and the official was right there on top of it. But Coach G, I think he's been stretching out before the games because he's shown some speed in the last couple of football games.
Got to stay on top of it. You got to make sure we have that right spot. And usually you don't see that till the end of the game where they're like running down the field to call the timeout. But yeah, you got to love it.
I've got to get on the Coach G plan of speed training because I would have been stove up right there trying to point where he went out of bounds. But Coach right on top of it as the Tiger defense will go to work. First down and 10. They work from the Saints 42. Tigers lead it by 10, just over 6 minutes to play. They want to reset the play clock. Either that or raise the roof, whichever one you want to call it.
It's play clock reset
that's
to 25.
Right.
So that's what right. It is. Raise the roof is what this thing. You called it exactly the way we call it in the press box.
High snap. Endico under pressure. He just has to get rid of it. Nothing going right there. Is a great pressure right there by West Alabama's 32, Jamal Ellis. Ellis is a man on a mission.
We've got a conversation here going on between 3 officials and the referee along with the quarterback. We call in roughing the passer.
I did not indicate this earlier, but Endicott, I mean, he's not a small dude. He's 6'6", 230. I mean, he's an impressive-looking athlete. As he looks over to the sideline to get the call, it'll be second down and 10. Saints work from their own 42. Just over 6 minutes to go in the half. Tigers lead it by 10. Endicott wants to throw, wants to go here near side. That's going to be complete to number 88, Trey Robinson. Short of the first down, but he does get positive yardage there and brings it out near midfield.
Tackle there by Davonta Harris for UWA, the junior defensive back from Pritchard, Alabama. And another third down and short, and Limestone saw some success on that third down. Not so far in the second quarter, Will.
You get down to Pritchard, you might see the leprechaun. That's all I'm saying.
Very true.
Third down and 3, just shy of midfield for the Saints. West Alabama's defense called on once again. Endicott looking to go left side. Pass is going to be complete. Big hit right there by West Alabama. That's going to be number 8, Uriah Ratliff, but the chains will move. First down for the Saints.
Reception there before he got tackled. 3, Doug Washington for Limestone. That is his first catch of the afternoon as Endicott is now 8 of 16 just over 80, just under 70 yards of offense on the passing game so far.
Inside Tiger territory, we hit the 5-minute mark. First down and 10 from the Tiger 43. Two wide receivers here to the near side. He fakes the handoff, pressure by West Alabama. Yes, sir! Jamal Ellis flexing once again with a huge sack and another tackle for a loss for this Tiger defense.
What a stop there. Another sack. And that's 2 now for Ellis this afternoon. And another stop on defense for UWA with the tackles for loss. And it is that defense, like I said, we keep talking about the spark the defense has made these first 2 games of the season. Let's see what happens here on a second and probably from Utah.
Second in Utah from the 47 of the Saints. 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the first half. Endicott wants to throw. He's hit. That one's on the turf. Is they going to call it a fumble or is it going to be an incomplete pass? As West Alabama's defense, they're not playing around. I couldn't tell if his arm was going forward or not, but that's going to be very close to a fumble as the officials talk it over. But at very minimum, it'll be third down.
Looks like it will be third down.
Great pressure up front by the Tiger front. Third down, 21. Saints from their own 47. We got 4:11 to go in the first half. Tigers up 13-3. Endicott wants to throw out of the backfield. He thinks better of it. He slides, and West Alabama's defense answers the call. That'll bring up fourth down as the Saints are looking at a fourth down and about 20. Brian Fry will come in to do the punting. Great opportunity here under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. West Alabama could fashion a drive here as Nelson goes back. He'll stand at his own, we'll call it 11-yard line.
4 punts for Limestone, averaging just over 40 yards so far. Had that little pooch kick, the first one earlier in the game.
Low snap, high wobbly spiral. Nelson fields it at the 10. He makes a move. He needs a little bit of help. He's going the wrong way as he was looking for a blocker. He fielded it about the 12.
Drive with 3:16 to go and up 13-3. And we got a flag on the play. Thank you, Kent. Late flag. Thank you, Kent. Kent was telling me something, and you got the headset in so you can't hear. Joys of the boss being here. That's a good thing to have.
Well, nobody I'd rather have up here with us. That's for sure.
Absolutely. It's going to be a horse collar penalty, it looks like, against West Alabama. So it'll be half the distance and a 1st and 10 inside the probably the 10, maybe closer to the 5.
Looking for the sticks here. That's going to be right near the 5-yard line is what it looks like. As they'll click it up onto the board, it'll say 1st down and 10 from the 5. Arceneaux in at quarterback, Jenkins in at running back. Two wide receivers there to the top side. High snap. Jenkins on the carry, comes left side. Opposition by the Saints up front leading the charge. That looks to be like number 12, the linebacker, Chandler Matthews, senior out of Dillon, South Carolina. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
Clock was stopped, so I guess he was out of bounds. It's just out of my view here, so I thought it was timeout because I heard like multiple whistles sound because I believe Limestone, if I remember correctly, has 1 timeout.
The Saints, as West Alabama not able to get any major yardage there. We'd like to see them move with a little bit more haste. You know, we are very nonchalant there, but it's going to be 3rd down and 10. Arceneaux from his own 5. We're approaching the 2.5-minute mark. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. It'll be Hilbert and Nalls. Arceneaux's got 1 lone back. That's to his right. Arceneaux fakes the handoff to Jenkins. Wants to go here to the near side. Pass is going to be complete to John Hilbert. He's going to get it out across the 20, the 25, and that's going to be enough for a West Alabama 1st down.
Good play there by Hilbert, dancing on the UWA sideline to get that 1st down yardage. As soon as I can pull up my stats here, as I'm checking a couple other things here. And the passing game is picking up a little bit, Will. They were 0 for 2 in the first quarter, West Alabama was. Picked up so far. Nalls with that 51-yard touchdown run. Bass with his 60 yards on 2 catches at tight end, and now Hilbert.
Arceneaux hands off to Jenkins. He finds a little bit of running room, spin move as he gets out across the 30. So positive play there on 1st down for West Alabama as we approach that 1.5-minute mark. Tigers lead it by 10, 13-3.
UWA eyeing 200 total yards of offense in the first half at 190 right now prior to that run. So about 195 right now unofficially.
Cole McDowell checks in at tight end. Bass is in there as well. Arceneaux at quarterback. He'll bring Jenkins over to his left. 2nd down and 5 from their own 34 of the Tigers as they go right to left on your radio dial. High snap. Arceneaux comes to the left, looking for some place to go. No place to go. He wiggles through a tackle. That's going to be positive yards and a first down. Spencer Arceneaux, yes, sir. That's another Tiger first down with 62 ticks of the clock to go in the first half.
A lot of clock running down there, and UWA has all 3 of their timeouts, but Arceneaux reading the play right, going that towards the UWA sideline, and gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:02 to go in the half.
First down and 10 for the Tigers. They work from their own 43. It'll be Nelson here to the near side. Nalls to the top side along with Hilbert. Arceneaux hands off to Jenkins. Good strong running there. Off the left side, it'll be positive yards on first down for the freshman.
Gilliland is telling him to go. We got to go quick.
Got to go quick. 48 ticks of the clock to go in the first half. Bass in at tight end. 2 wide receivers. It'll be Hilbert and Nelson here to the near side. Arceneaux steps back, 3-step drop. He's got time. He wants to go downfield to Bass. That one's going to be overthrown. If he could bring it down just a little bit, Bass would have had an opportunity, but West Alabama, that one falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 6 with 34 ticks of the clock to go.
Saints had 24 and 16. That's Gregory and double number here. Lomax in coverage on Bass there on that reception attempt, and they read that to a T as they had 2 big catches, or as Bass had 2 big catches earlier in this half.
3rd down and 6 from the Tiger 47. Arceneaux in the gun. Jenkins in the backfield. He wants to throw. He's got time. He'll be flushed out of the pocket. Arceneaux's going to keep it. He'll get it out to midfield, but it'll be shy of the first down marker as he'll be about 3 yards shy. He picks up 3 on the play. 20 seconds of 21 to go.
He didn't get out of bounds.
As we await the official word, it looks like
timeout Limestone.
Limestone's going to take the timeout.
And if my math is right, that is their final timeout of the half.
I tell you, Leighton, it has really picked up here in this second quarter. And we talked about it a lot. It's being sparked by the defensive play, but Spencer Arceneaux's come in, and I'll tell you, the emergence this afternoon of Braden Jenkins, the true freshman running back. I mean, he's had some solid carries here in this second quarter.
Jenkins 6 carries, 24 yards, and those are big yards for UWA on offense. And just looking at some of the numbers here, 135 yards receiving for West Alabama, 76 on the ground. As I mentioned, they're now over 200 yards of offense on 34 plays. That's an average, if I can find the math here, it's a little average of about 6 yards a carry, 6 yards a play. That is exactly what you want to see on that offensive end. Meanwhile, for Limestone, 32 plays, 105 yards, just over 3 yards a play. That's with the help of the defense that we've seen from that front line on that DL.
The D, man, they have really dialed it up, and coming in, Trey Sullivan. He'll punt it away he stands at his own 35, left hash, back deep, return man for the Saints. That's a nice spiral. That'll be fielded at the 10. No, he'll let it hit the ground. And the would-be return man, number 3, Doug Washington, couldn't get underneath it. I think the breeze kept pushing that toward the sideline just a little bit. So the Saints will have an opportunity to take over with 17 seconds here. It'll be 1st down and 10.
2 things. I know you were watching the return, but I know Kent and I were both watching the punt, and there was a lot of contact, and the referee was right there. No flag was called for running into the kicker, but it was pretty close. Secondly here, remind me, Limestone gets the ball to start the second half, correct?
They will get the ball. They deferred.
So 17 seconds, you're down 10. You got a long way to go, and you have, I think, no timeouts left. Do you take a knee, or do you go to the locker room and then start in the second half, or do you try to start something here with 17 ticks?
We'll see what Coach Fury has up his sleeve. He's got Endicott in. Stewart, high snap, hands off to Stewart. Changes direction. In on the stop is West Alabama's number 7, Trayvon Stanford. And a great tackle right there by Stanford. Another tackle for a loss for this Tiger defense. And that will do it for the first half. Tigers 13 unanswered points as they trailed 3-0. They lead at 13-3 here as we go into the half, Leighton.
What a first half. What a second quarter. What a second quarter for West Alabama. It came out a little slow. But what a first half for this defense. Second quarter, the offense came out and got 13 unanswered points. But in the first half, it was the defense that set this up. You allow 3 points on a field goal on an opening drive after a fumble deep in your territory. After that, nothing. Bupkis. And this defense has stepped in and made sure that they have kept Limestone out of the end zone, and UWA offense has responded with 13, as you mentioned, 13 unanswered points in the second quarter and 211 yards of offense for this Tiger offense in the first 30 minutes.
We're 30 minutes into it. We've got a 10-point lead. We'll take a few minutes break, and when we come back, we'll break down the stats of the first half. It's your station for Tiger football, SlyRock.com.
In today's world, it's nice to know who you're spending your money with. That's why at GoCo's Exxon stores in Butler, Gilbertown, Silas, Coffeyville, Millry, Chatham, and Sweetwater, they are proud to be American-owned and operated. Stop into one of their stores today for a hot stuffed pizza, for real milkshake, ice cold drinks, snacks. They got everything. They even carry hunting and fishing supplies in most of their stores. Thanks for shopping local with your area GoCos.
At Boone's Pharmacy, your community health mart pharmacy, the health of you and your family is the heart of our mission. We go above and beyond to offer the friendly and knowledgeable support you deserve. We make managing your health easier with a variety of personalized services. It's what community is all about. In Demopolis, your community health mart is Boone's Pharmacy. Experience the difference. Boone's Pharmacy, 951 U.S. Highway 80, Health Mart. Taking the time to listen and care.
Hi, this is Joseph Reed with First South Farm Credit in Demopolis, Alabama. In this economy, having a trusted lender with the knowledge and expertise to help navigate your purchase is needed now more than ever. Whether you're buying a piece of hunting land, some farmland to grow crops and cattle, or maybe just a place to relax and enjoy the great outdoors with friends and family, First South can help finance it for you. Find out how First South can help. Give us a call at 334-289-3280 or stop by the office on Highway 80 in Demopolis. First South has been financing farms and land since 1916 and is an equal housing lender.
Livingston Auto Parts has been family-owned and operated for over 40 years in downtown Livingston. They've been serving the surrounding area, all the hydraulic hoses, batteries, spark plugs, oil, and belts that keep your vehicle and farm equipment going. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon. Hey, if they don't stock it, it probably doesn't exist, but I'm sure they can order it for you. Livingston Auto Parts.
That King Cut ribeye, Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's in Livingston just makes my mouth water thinking about it. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's is the South's last old-fashioned steakhouse. They cook them the old-fashioned way. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's open Thursdays and Fridays for lunch from 11 to 1:30. And if you want that famous steak, it's served Wednesday through Saturday, 4:30 to 9:30. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's off I-59 and 20, exit 17, Highway 28 West in Livingston, Alabama. Check out Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's on Facebook.
Welcome back to Saints Field here on the campus of Limestone University. Halftime here in Gaffney, South Carolina. West Alabama leading 13-3 over the Saints here this afternoon from South Carolina. West Alabama fans, a reminder that the UWA rodeo season is about to kick off here in less than a couple of weeks. The 2023 Women's National Championship team will be back in town, as long as the men's team. They will have their home rodeo show over Hall of Fame weekend, September 28th to 30th, starting at 7 p.m. each night from the Heinz Spree Rodeo Complex in Livingston. Also, we will recognize the 22-23 Women's Rodeo National Championship team during that event, as well as during the football game as well, when UWA faces Delta State. Pre-show starts at 6 p.m. and the main event 7 p.m. each night on September 28th through 30th. Live coverage will be posted and the full schedule online at UWAathletics.com. First half stats here as we go through the first 30 minutes of football here this afternoon from Gaffney, South Carolina. First downs, West Alabama 7-5 in that category. Rushing attempts so far, 24 for UWA for 76 yards. For Limestone, 17 carries, 31 yards. Averaging 3 yards a carry for UWA. Limestone, 1.8 yards a carry. For receptions, 4 receptions for 135 yards for the Tigers, 8 for 73 for Limestone on the receptions. And as mentioned there with the passing yards as well, UWA 4 of 10, 8 of 16 for Limestone. Total plays, 34 plays for the Tigers for 211 yards, averaging 6.2 yards a play. And for Limestone, 1 play less, 33 for 104 and just over 3 yards a play. And they were stuffed in the second quarter by the Tiger defense, and that average went way down. Kick return yards, 2 returns for UWA for 42. Limestone, 1 punt return for 33, or kick return for 33 yards. Only 2 punt returns that West Alabama's done today on 5 yards, 2 punt returns for 1 for Limestone. Total punts overall, West Alabama 5 punts for 46 yards, led by the effort this afternoon from West Alabama's punter. And if I can get my stat page to wake up, I can get the total numbers there. For Limestone, 40.8 yards per punt on 5 returns as well. And now my stats have gone down. Gotta love it here.
The beauty of technology.
Beauty of technology as it's slowly coming back up. I will slowly come back up here. I will get some penalties, get some penalty yardage, and all that too. We'll get that here in a little bit. But, Will, what a first half. You talked about the defense, and we talked about how strong this defense played for the first 30 minutes. But what a 15-minute second quarter for this offense for UWA. Finally seeing some sparks with Caeleb Bass's 2 receptions that led to touchdowns and the big 51-yard catch by Darius Nalls.
I think that's the really cool part about it, Leighton, is we're seeing this team, offensive, defensive, and their special teams kind of start to get into this groove. I think they're becoming, even though you have camp and you have 1 game under your belt at home, like it just takes some time at full speed to get things going, and these pieces of the puzzle are starting to fall into place a little bit better. And I feel like each portion of this team is feeding off the successes of the other. You see some nice returns. You see the defense getting into the backfield, the tackles for a loss, another interception by Washington, and then you see Spencer Arceneaux come in, who didn't get the start. He's taken some quality snaps. I mean, he's already, I'm looking at it, 4 of 8 for a $135 and a touchdown. He has been sacked once, but I mean, this is it's a process, and then these guys are really kind of coming into their own as the Limestone marching band comes on for their halftime thing. Now, this is not a large band, Leighton. I think they've got 22 folks out there all the way. But the highlight so far, because they haven't played yet, as they're going to play them when the Saints go marching in. Right. They're led by their, their drum major, who may have the best shoes in Division II bands. Those are some serious. They look like a patent leather shoe there with a gold tip on it. He's got the royal blue blazer. As we're about 12 and a half minutes away from the start of this second half, but there's a lot going on, man. Like, West Alabama's got a ton of things that are going on this weekend and throughout the fall, and volleyball. They've been over at Henderson State. They're taking part in the
Betty Wallace Invitational, I believe.
The Invitational, They played Southeast Oklahoma last night, and then as well as Kaiser yesterday.
That Kaiser match, I mean, and our volleyball team is slowly getting better. Had the win against Oakwood Tuesday night in Huntsville, and a straight set win, allowing Oakwood to 10 kills in that win for the match. But it was in the match yesterday. I can't remember which one. I think it was Western New Mexico that went 32-30.
Right.
And UWA had 19 kills in the first set.
Yeah.
And just could not overcome some attack errors and trying to go through that offense. But yesterday, Kaiser and UWA, last match of the weekend for UWA, 5-set battle. And unfortunately, it was a lot of offense from both ends, but it was Kaiser that took that match in 5 and got one more on this road trip with Lane on Thursday. They're off next weekend, and then conference play starts on the 19th when West Florida comes to town, and they finally renovated Pruitt Hall with the gym floor and the roof now done. Thankful for that, and we'll open up with the Argos, the defending conference champions, picked to win the GSC again in volleyball on September 19th at Pruitt Hall. So good start for the volleyball team, slowly getting their improvement. A lot of new faces on that volleyball team.
They've got a ton of new faces. They got a new assistant coach, second-year coach, and Coach John Schmidt, and they're really kind of working their way into the way he likes to run his offense and defense. So, there's a lot of really cool things going on with that. Also, we had men's and women's soccer in action last night. The women were at Montevallo, and the men hosted Eckerd last night.
Yeah, 1-1 draw for the men last night at home. Had a kind of a battle second half. Both goals scored in the first half in that match, and unfortunately just couldn't find anything. And I think if I read the live stat right, we had an offside with under a minute to go in the ball game that killed any chance of taking that win. And with the rule changes now in the NCAA for soccer, no extra time in the regular season, so they called it after 90 minutes. The men are now 1-1-1 on the year. So early start the way it is. And then the women, new coach Sam Wilson has been here a little over a month now and getting his feet settled. Came from Meridian Community College. Still trying to find out their identity a little bit. They had a 0-0 match going into the 80th minute, and Montevallo netted a goal with in the final 10 minutes to take that match. It was a non-conference match with conference play starting next week. So Montevallo will make the trip to Livingston on the women's side at the end of the month for conference. But good opportunities to see. The women have played Clayton State. Good battle there. They played St. Leo on Wednesday. Both those were 1-0 losses. So just the defense is looking pretty good. Just got to find a way to get some offense going on the women's side to see if we can get them back on track here, as they are, I believe, 0-2-1 on the year, looking for their first win of 2023.
No doubt that's just around the corner. And we look at men's soccer on tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. Looks like they'll be taking on Florida Southern, but playing it there at the University of Alabama, Huntsville. That's right on the campus of UAH.
And Florida Southern's up there already this weekend. They played UAH last night.
Gotcha.
So we'll make the trip up there to kind of meet them and play that match on a neutral site. So kudos to the folks at UAH, Sam Baldwin, Tucker Watts over at UAH to go through that with us and cover that match for us tomorrow. We're happy for them, and we'll see how that goes. Cross country had their opener last week, and new faces across the way for Sterling Martin and his crew, and they'll be running next weekend at Montevallo on a Friday night, another night meet. 7:15 start time for Montevallo, and that'll be the site of the regional championships as well, where Montevallo, with their beautiful cross country course, that'll be the site. And they won't be playing that; they'll be running that at night. But a good idea to kind of see how the course looks and give that opportunity. Conference championships this year will be in Huntsville at the newly John Hunt Park with the new cross country complex.
Yeah.
Beautiful area up there. So we'll have that in October, and new opportunities for the cross country program to kind of get the steps in the right direction. And before you know it, I've been speaking with the basketball coaches. They'll be getting ready to go here. Tennis is starting up next weekend with fall competitions.
We're not far from having a rodeo too.
Rodeo starts in 2 weeks, so the sports information office is going to pick up a little bit with some teams picking up a little bit. It's kind of been nice with just 4 or 5 sports right now, but that's the beauty of it. But it's going to be good. Our tennis teams are getting ready for their fall season, and women's team winner of the last 4 GSC championships. They'll have 2 opportunities in September to compete at a little school invitational. I think one group's going to Thomasville, and the other one's going to Thomasville, Georgia, I should say, and then the other one's going to Mississippi College. ITAs, the Intercollegiate Tennis Association, their regional championships will be at the end of the month, so that'll be a good test to see teams, individuals from the GSC, from the Sunshine, and kind of battle with them and kind of give them an opportunity. One thing I've learned, Will, in my time here, it's interesting that we don't really factor in a lot with the individual stuff in the fall, because that is a big piece to kind of see how you factor in your lineups and how you do your lineups and how you do all that. But it's definitely going to be a good piece to see from Jeff Beeman and his side, and on the men's side with everything going on there. But like I said, and for going back to the football thing, conference play actually starts this week with Delta State and Shawan playing today. I know you got the schedule pulled up, and next week it'll be full on conference all the way out as we go to North Greenville.
That's right. We're about 7 minutes away from getting it kicked off in the second half. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll take a gander at the conference schedule and see what we got going on your station, Tiger Football, SlyRock.com.
Rob, I know we do the press box every Friday at noon at the Aloha Grill, but man, I eat there all the time, even when it's not the press box. I think they got some of the most fresh, best food in town. I can eat the poke bowl. I can get one of those wraps.
Monday through Friday, Sean, you can get the chicken sandwich and, of course, the press box burger. You mentioned the Hawaiian wraps are fantastic. The double meat with rice that Robert Hooksey loves with that teriyaki sauce. Something different all 5 days, Sean, and they're open all the way through 7 p.m., so they can serve you lunch and dinner.
The Aloha Grill, home of the press box.
My name is Shelby, and I'm a student at the University of West Alabama. A cool opportunity I've had here is, as a graphic design major, I was able to enter the competition for the state voter guide cover design, and they just selected me as the winner, so I was able to visit in Montgomery with the Secretary of State and meet him and get printed copies of the guide that I designed.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
At Sumter Insurance, we have the best insurance products and the most experienced staff. Come see us today.
Calling all parents. Do you have a 10th, 11th, or 12th grade student that's looking for a career path? Make your plans to be at Shelton State's Martin campus in Tuscaloosa October 5th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the Worlds of Work Varsity Career Expo. This will be a fun event geared towards helping students in our area become familiar with high demand and high wage career opportunities. There will also be opportunities for the students and parents to win gas cards with a value up to $300. Wow. This is a West Alabama Works event in partnership with business and industry partners across West Alabama. Visit worldsofwork.com for more details and info or call 334-310-9511 for information.
Welcome back to Saints Field. We got about 4 minutes before we get the second half started. Tigers lead it here at the half, 13-3. And taking a look around the Gulf South Conference, lots going on. West Alabama obviously at Limestone. And then the afternoon games this afternoon, Delta State at Shawan. That one kicked off at 1 p.m. Eastern there in Murfreesboro. West Florida made the trip up to Lebanon, Illinois. They're taking on McKendree. Erskine traveling to Shorter. That one's supposed to kick off at 2 o'clock Eastern time. Valdosta State making the fairly short trip over to Albany State today. North Greenville travels to Newberry College up in Newberry, South Carolina. Mississippi College, the Choctaws, they'll head all the way out to Wichita Falls, Texas, and take on Midwestern State. And the Wolves of West Georgia going out to Kingsville, Texas. They've got a night kick. That'll be 7 p.m. Central Time as they take on Texas A&M Kingsville. And, you mentioned it, Leighton. I mean, the only matchup in conference basically right now, that Delta State Shawan matchup. But full slate of GSC games next week. And, we're in week number 2. And holy cow, it's on us.
It's on us. I'm just thankful that we were not the only team that made a very long trip for a game, as Delta State, I think, beats us by a good mile or 2 or 3 when they had to go up to Murfreesboro, North Carolina from Cleveland, Mississippi. So it's definitely going to be a good test as, conference play will rev up next week across the league. And, Shawan is one of those newcomers into the league. They've been, I believe, in the SAC for a while. They're going to join Conference Carolinas in the next couple of years. So it's going to be interesting there. And you mentioned West Georgia, for those who had not heard the announcement yesterday, that they're moving on to Division I next year. With the announcement of going through the process of that transition. So they'll be in the GSC one final year in this academic year, and then we'll make the move to Division I, the ASUN, and what was it, the United Football Conference, that UFC that we looked at, or whatever that league was that we looked at, because the ASUN is weird because they don't have football.
Right.
It's the same league that North Alabama's in for football.
Or the Gulf South Conference, we're not doing anything quite like that.
No.
And, we complain about having to make the trip, say, to a Valdosta State, but I don't want to go to wherever, Utah,
right,
to square off.
No.
But we're about a minute away from kicking this one off here in the second half. Leighton, what's it going to take for West Alabama to continue with the momentum that they ended the first half with?
I think you just said it right there. Keep the momentum going on offense. Your defense has been playing well. Your defense, that's kind of where we saw things kind of go haywire last week, was the time of possession and trying to go through and how long your defense was on the field. And that's what I was trying to get looked up before my live stats crashed to see where we were on time of possession. But I know that it seemed like the second quarter UWA had that ball and had it often. So defense should be rested, and hopefully they can keep that momentum going into the second half, as Limestone will have the ball here to begin half number 2.
Yeah, we are having a little issues with the live stats, but the last point of possession, crazy enough, I mean, it was almost dead even. It was within like 30 seconds with the advantage going to Limestone. Now I'm getting a pop-up here on the computer, not to give everybody the play-by-play of my technical issues, but
we're just unveiling the curtain.
I've got the select a certificate and update the password. So
okay, I'll troubleshoot.
That's one of those deals that I am completely out of the mix on. That's what I was missing. I needed to get my lucky hat back on as we get ready to kick this one away for the second half. Now, Kent's got on among my favorite baseball hats, the pinwheel version, and I went with the cool mesh hat today, just for I'm fairly well insulated, and I wanted some of that heat to just go on out of there.
Absolutely.
But West Alabama gets ready to kick this one off. It'll be Kevin Butchers. Tigers, they'll go right to left as the defense will come on after this return. Butchers sends that one through the end zone as the whistles come in, and hey, now we got a little flag to start the second half. I saw bodies flying at about the 25-yard line. I think there was a little bit of maybe extracurriculars. Officials talk that one over. We'll see how that one gets called. 30 minutes of football still to play. Got a little feedback on the officials' mic.
Late hit, unnecessary roughness, number 38 of the receiving team. Shirley passed the distance to the goal. First down.
That's, I believe, our first personal foul of the game.
Unnecessary roughness against the return team. That's Limestone. So that made it first down and 10 as they will start from about, I'm going to call that about the 12-ish yard line.
The scoreboard has 13, so I like 12.
Hey, we'll go with 12, 13, however we do it. Fakes the handoff, does Endicott, rolls to his left, wants to go down to the far sideline. They said the pass was complete. Looked to be number 4, Jelani Baker. The wind picking up. You may hear that in my microphone just a little bit. Second down and 9 after a very short gain on first down. Saints going left to right. Endicott, he'll deploy 2 wide receivers here to the near side. Pressure by West Alabama. Throws to Stewart out of the backfield. Missed tackle by Trayvon Stanford. And then he's helped out by Jamal Ellis and company. Third down and 8 here just as we get this second half underway. Tigers lead it by 10, 13-3.
Weather's cleared up, too. It was a little cloudy. Had a little rain during pregame. Some blue and white clouds around. The temps were like in the upper...
To get his hands on it, but that one falls incomplete. And West Alabama's defense, first series of the second half, they do their job. As West Alabama's return man, he'll stand at his own 47. That'll be Darius Nelson. Fry back to punt. He stands in his own end zone. That one's going to be blocked. West Alabama, they either got a hand on it or he kicked it into someone's back, so West Alabama will take over inside the 15-yard line as the special teams show up once again for the Tigers. And now the offense will take the field for the first time here in the second half.
So what I basically said, talking about the defense and what they did in that first 30 minutes, came out strong with a 3-and-out. Then special teams comes right in, blocks the punt. And what a start here coming up for the Tigers in the red zone. It looks like inside the 15.
West Alabama, they've got him marked at the 13. 14:05 to go here in the third quarter. It'll be Arceneaux at quarterback. Brown to his left. Puts a man in motion. That's going to be Hilbert. He hands off. That's going to be Brown around right side. It'll be a positive yard on the play. It'll bring up second down and 9. Coming in for West Alabama, they'll bring in number 85. That's going to be Cole McDowell.
Arceneaux 4 of 8 in the first half for 135 yards. Good run there as he adds 41 yards on the ground on 8 carries in the first half.
2 tight ends for West Alabama. It'll be Bass and McDowell. Arceneaux in the gun. Brown to his left. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. Arceneaux barks out the cadence. Drops back, wants to go to the end zone, looking for Nalls. Did he get it? In and out of the hands.
Ooh.
Darius Nalls couldn't bring it in. Credit the defender. That's going to be number 24, John Gregory. He was able to break it up, but he went for the back corner of the end zone, and that one falls incomplete.
A lot of contact between Nalls and the end zone, and I thought it was enough for a pass interference call. It was in the end zone as the officials are raising the roof, meaning to switch the play clock to 25, which is at 40 right now. That was really close, and I was thinking, man, if they were going to pull it, be first and goal from the 2. Instead, it is third down.
Darius Smith in for West Alabama. Also, young man that works at the tight end position. Arceneaux in there. McDowell in. Near receiver will be Nalls. On the top side, it'll be Nelson. Arceneaux steps back, flushed out to his left. He looks like he wants to get rid of it. He tucks it. He tries to get positive yardage. He might make it back to the original line of scrimmage, as he just couldn't find any open receivers as he worked to his left. It come off of his foot really weird. It was helicopter spinning there, and he misses it wide left. So the Tigers miss an opportunity to connect on the 26-yard field goal, but the defense will have to go to work once again with just under 13 minutes to play here in the third.
It was a low-lying kick, and it felt like he put like a lot of leg in that. And unfortunately, it was wide left, and that's what it was here. So now my stats are slowly popping up. We talked about that unsportsmanlike or that personal foul penalty, Will, at the start of the second half. 6 penalties for Limestone, but just 28 yards. Remember, they had those back-to-back false start penalties inside their own 2. And had, half a yard, 3/4 of a yard penalties that are half the distance to the goal. UWA, by the way, only 2 penalties and only 14 yards so far this afternoon.
Endicott in the gun, first down and 10 from his own 20. High snap, throwing to the man out of the backfield. That's going to be the wide receiver, number 4, Jelani Baker. That'll bring up second down after about a 3-yard gain. Breeze picking up again here in Gaffney. Beautiful afternoon for football. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. This may be the first time it's felt like football weather in a year. Endicott wants to go out.
Ooh.
Pass is going to be complete to number 11, the tight end, Herman McCray, the 4th. But a no gain on the play will bring up third down as we hit the 12-minute mark here. In the third quarter.
Sorry, Will, very dangerous there because I thought the ball was picked, and so did the UWA bench. And it was just caught by the Saints on the other end there. And another third down play here and a third and long.
Third and long, as Leighton said, Endicott from the right hash. They work left to right on your radio dial. Low snap, it's on the turf. He recovers. Pressure by West Alabama's defense. Endicott has to go with it. He dives for the first down marker. We'll see where they spot him. He'll get the first down and then a little bit more. But great pressure up front by the defense, but another first down for the Saints.
Just a miscommunication there on defense as the keeper there for Endicott. He's able to get 12 on that and get the first down, and they're at the 35 now of Limestone.
First down and 10 for the 35. Fresh set of downs for the Saints. Endicott fakes the handoff, looking downfield. Pressure by West Alabama. Throw across the middle. That pass is going to be complete. Looks like number 88, Trey Robinson. He gets it across midfield. It'll be inside Tiger territory at the 45.
Timeout on the field for an injury here by Limestone, and got the circle of 8s there on that last possession. You had the receiver 88 in Robinson making the catch, and then as he was landing on the turf to make the catch, single-digit 8 for UWA. Ratliff was there to make sure he landed on the turf there, and it looks like it might be 88. Robinson's shaken up on the play as he's being tended to by the Limestone training staff.
I'll bring out my trusty eye extensions here, a.k.a. the binoculars, and see if I can get a confirmation on the number, as it looked to be 88. I see them, they're kind of huddled around there.
Yeah. Plus, you have one of the referees that's right there in the middle of it. That's in my view.
I'm checking out the shoulder there.
Yeah, it's
88 to Endicott's right. First down and 10 from the Tiger 45. 3 wide receivers. They put a man in motion. He flips it to number 3 and end around here. West Alabama's speed forces him out of bounds. That was going to be Doug Washington. He picks up a yard. He ran about 48, but he gains 1 as he came from the wide receiver position there, far side. Forced out of bounds here to the near side, so they will work from the right hash. Do the Saints. Endicott, he stands at midfield. Stewart to his right. Trips to the top side. Fakes the handoff, looking downfield. He's got a little time. He floats one across the middle. That pass is going to be complete. And then he gets it down to the 25, the 15, the 10. He wrestles toward the goal line. It'll be a first down, and he's pulled down just shy of the end zone. As that's going to be pass complete. I think that's Doug Washington, Leighton.
Yeah, and a just missed reaction there as Washington, who's been so stellar for this defense in the first 2 games of the year, just could not get him down in a quick play here at the goal line.
Endicott, keeper, wants to go in the goal line. And I'm not sure why they didn't whistle that one dead as forward progress, but flags abound as Endicott gets in. But anybody that had a penalty flag has now contributed to the laundry pile there on the field. Indication was a touchdown.
And it was literally a laundry pile, a mountain of a laundry pile at the goal line that pretty much, if you stacked them all up, they would have gotten to the goal post.
No doubt.
But the flag came after the touchdown was signaled, and now referee is going over to the UWA bench looking for probably Coach Brett Gilliland, looking for his white hat. There he is. He's having a conversation with the referee and I believe the umpire on the UWA sideline.
Possibly a celebration-type penalty when Endicott went into the end zone, as we hear from the head referee.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Limestone. Touchdown stands. Unsportsmanlike penalty on Limestone will be enforced on the kickoff. The referee's been going in and out, Will.
You know, the ref, Mike, that's an elusive situation wherever you're at, so we understand. 13-9 your score. Low snap, good hold. That one will split the upright, so that puts another point on the board for the Saints. The Tigers lead it by 3. 9:43 to go here in the third quarter. We'll take a very short break when we come back. More Tiger football on SlyRock.com.
On your phone or in person, in our showroom or at your home. When it comes to getting your next Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram pre-owned vehicle, the choice is yours. Every Johnson Dodge qualified vehicle comes with a warranty and more. Shop locally from our great selection with prices and payments that'll fit any budget. With an easy financing process, plus choose Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Meridian and get more for your trade with a real offer within minutes. Car buying on your terms. In store or online, your next vehicle is just a click away.
In today's world, it's nice to know who you're spending your money with. That's why at GoCo's Exxon stores in Butler, Gilbertown, Silas, Coffeyville, Millry, Chatham, and Sweetwater, they are proud to be American owned and operated. Stop into one of their stores today for a hot stuffed pizza, for real milkshake, ice cold drinks, snacks. They got everything. They even carry hunting and fishing supplies in most of their stores. Thanks for shopping local with your area GoCos.
Back here at Saints Field, here on the campus of Limestone University, a 1-yard rush inside the middle for the touchdown by Limestone makes it 13-10 in favor of West Alabama. Fans, a reminder that it is a great day for the University of West Alabama to get vaccinated. Many children and adults that delay vaccination during the pandemic are still behind schedule. It is crucial that we take steps to get everyone back on track with their routine immunizations. Children and teens can still catch up on their vaccinations even if they start late. Make sure you and your family are up to date on all recommended vaccines, including the COVID-19 vaccination and flu. Let's all do our part to get back on track, and don't forget to wait and vaccinate. And for more information, to go online to alabamapublichealth.com/IMM. Drive there on that last possession for Limestone. 7 plays, 80 yards, 3 minutes, 7 seconds off the clock. Capped off by the 43-yard reception from Endicott to Doug Washington to the 1-yard line and then punched in for the end zone.
The Saints get ready to kick it away. That's going to be Daniel Deneen Jr., the 5'10", 150-pound freshman out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The turn man back deep. Nelson. Nelson's going to have to come up, fields it at the 21. He takes it across the 25 to 30. He moves, wrestles his way out to the 35, and keeps the legs moving. It'll be just shy of the 40-yard line, so about the 37. Looks like we got a little cramp right there.
Yep.
As teammates come in to help out the calf cramp as Nelson gets up gingerly. Well, I'll tell you what, there's nothing that just stinks. And all of a sudden, like your legs just knot up. And the only thing that you can do is hopefully to get a little stretch, and then it'll get you a little bit of relief here. As they help him to the sidelines, he'll be fine. 9:33, Tigers lead it by 3.
He's being, looks like, attended to there. As I see R.T. Floyd over there, Director of Sports Medicine, along with some of the UWA athletic training staff tending to him there. A little bit of a stretch, a little bit of pickle juice. Let's see what they get there.
Let's get that rolling.
Yeah.
First down and 10 for the Tigers. Arceneaux in at quarterback. He puts the man in motion. That's McDowell, the big tight end. Hand off to Brown. Brown comes near side, pursued by the Saints. He wrestles his way out near the 40. So he's going to pick up, we'll call it 2, maybe that's right at 2 yards on the play.
Kind of, like I said, more of that end-around play there as Tigers are continuing to improve on the offensive end on the rushing. That's 75 yards now by this UWA rushing core this afternoon.
3 wide receivers. Walker here to the near side. Fakes the handoff to Brown. Arceneaux rolls to his right. Throws to the number 7, Tyler Walker. Pass complete. It won't be enough for a first down as he gets ridden out of bounds in front of the Saints sideline.
Pushed out there by Julia Pickens is what they're saying on the public address, because the 4 that I have is either a place kicker or a wide receiver. So we'll go with what public address says there on this third down. And UWA hadn't been here in a while. Tigers looking to take advantage as they are looking to convert on third down. 2 of 8.
Third down and 3. Pass out of the backfield. That's going to be complete to the midfield stripe. They find number 85. That's the big tight end, Cole McDowell, 6'3", 225-pound junior out of Lubbock, Texas. He transferred from Murray State. Tiger first down. They'll take it first down and 10 from the midfield stripe.
Arceneaux now 6 of 11 now on the afternoon for the Tigers. So he gets a 6th completion there on that play there.
Arceneaux looks to the sidelines. Brown will be to his right. 2 wide receivers stacked on the top side. It'll be Walker here to the near side at the number. Hand off to Brown, looking for running room. Pressure at the line as Antonio Brown makes it back to the original line of scrimmage, and then a gang tackle leading the way. Matt Howard, the defensive back, coming in with a stop. So he gets back to the line of scrimmage and brings up second down.
It's like Arceneaux is going to be back with Brown here, so it'll be interesting to see if he'll take off here or give it back to Brown.
3 wide receivers. Arceneaux keeps it, finding running room, gets out to the left side across midfield, down to the 40. All the way down as he falls to the 35 of the Saints. Another West Alabama first down.
We've been seeing that from Arceneaux where he takes off from the left and he's setting up for a pass, and he takes off and gets a 15-yard carry, getting him close to 50 yards on the ground along with his 145 yards through the air today.
Arceneaux with a fresh set of downs. He's inside Saints territory. First down and 10 from the 36. 6:40 to go in the third quarter. The Tigers lead it 13-10. Brown in the backfield fakes the handoff. Arceneaux looking downfield. He wants to go across the middle to John Hilbert. Yes, sir! The ball came out, but I think he may have been down, or is he going to call it incomplete? The intended receiver, John Hilbert, I thought he had it there for a big first down play, but they call it incomplete, and credit the defensive unit for the Saints.
As the old saying goes, I guess he did not have control on the way down, so incomplete pass.
That'll bring up second down and 10 for West Alabama. Hilbert, Walker, and Nalls to the far side. In the backfield will be Antonio Brown. Arceneaux, the cadence. 3-step drop. Wants to throw across the middle. Intended receiver, tight end Caeleb Bass. He led him a little bit too much, and that'll bring up third down.
So we saw UWA a moment ago convert on a big third down play that got them the first down a moment ago. Let's see if they can do it again here to keep the drive alive. Clock stopped at 6:21 left in the third.
Bass in it, tight end. Walker in it, the wide receiver here near side. It's Hilbert and Nalls to the top side. Antonio Brown in the backfield. He'll be to Arceneaux's left. Whistles. Looks like there's going to be a timeout. Layton, they call the timeout. We'll take a short break when we come back. More Tiger football, your station, SlyRock.com.
At Boone's Pharmacy, your community health mart pharmacy, the health of you and your family is the heart of our mission. We go above and beyond to offer the friendly and knowledgeable support you deserve. We make managing your health easier with a variety of personalized services. It's what community is all about. In Demopolis, your community health mart is Boone's Pharmacy. Experience the difference. Boone's Pharmacy, 951 U.S. Highway 80, Health Mart. Taking the time to listen and care.
10 your score. Welcome back to Saints Field. Here we're on the campus of Limestone as West Alabama's looking at a 3rd down and 10 as they break the huddle here. Coach G right there in the mix offensively, getting everything rolling. Tigers trot out up front. The big men are ready to go to work. It'll be Walker here at the wide receiver position. Hilbert Nalls to the top side. I see Caeleb Bass, and it'll be Antonio Brown in the backfield. Arceneaux barks out to Caden's 3-step drop. He's got a little room. He slips, and Arceneaux loses his footing and goes down at the 40. He saw a little bit of an opening. He was about to go, and it just looked as he pushed off his footing, he lost it, and he goes down at the 40.
The turf pellets, demons, whatever you want to call it, just kind of tripped him up right there and kind of helped him down on the ground because he just had a wrong footing there, and that'll put the punt unit back on for West Alabama, and I'm okay with it, even though it's going to be a short field here for UWA, and Sullivan. We'll see if he can pin this in deep territory.
Sullivan with a great punt. That one's going to hit, and West Alabama's going to be able to...
Wait a minute.
West Alabama thought that it hit one of the Saints and was going to take over, but Sullivan pins them inside the 20 for the 3rd time this year. But it really looked like it came off of one of the Saints' return men, and West Alabama gets on it, but the officials see it differently.
Sideline warning, Limestone, sideline warning.
Sideline warning on the Saints. So the... Moan back coach ain't doing his thing.
No, he's not. Yeah, okay, because I'm glad you saw it, because I was watching the celebration, and I wasn't sure if it was touched by a Limestone player after the ball hit the ground, and that's why UWA was celebrating, because I thought the sideline one was going to be on UWA, but they were in the end zone celebrating, so they were way against the sideline. So but it is Limestone ball, and another good punt by Sullivan, pinning them deep in the territory again.
1st down for West Alabama. West Alabama retains the football. That one's going to be complete to Caeleb Bass. And that takes it in. I've got really, they gave West Alabama the football. We couldn't see that. They're moving kind of quickly, but West Alabama gets into the end zone. They do call it a touchdown for West Alabama, so Caeleb Bass in on the touchdown reception.
Okay.
Kyle Butchers in to attempt the point after. Good hold. Butchers puts it in there. West Alabama on top 20-10. Now let's just go back. It did. The punt hit off of one of the Saints.
Yes.
West Alabama gets it, recovers there on the 7, and then 1st down and goal from the 7. Arceneaux finds Caeleb Bass here just across the goal line. West Alabama in there with another touchdown. Butchers knocks on the extra point, and West Alabama, just like that, has got a 10-point lead here with 5:25 to go in the 3rd.
So, like I said, a lot of communication there trying to figure out what happened, because I was watching the celebration and trying to see where the ball was spotted, and I couldn't tell if the offense was ready to go on the other end. Apparently it was the defense, and then West Al comes back out on offense, and Bass gets the touchdown reception there.
That's really the disadvantage. I mean, we have a great vantage point.
Yes,
Don't get me wrong, but if we could be up just a little bit higher, we have the whole, a quarter of the field that is blocked here, just because we can't see over the folks that are nearest to us. But West Alabama, we sorted it out. We got a 10-point lead.
Yeah, one thing I mentioned when we came up here, when we were setting up, I was like, if we could just have a riser, a 2-3 foot riser above that we could put the table on, it'd be perfect.
Tail of the tape, though. Tigers got a 10-point lead. 5:25 to go in the third. Butchers to kick it off. That one is returnable. Fielded at about the 12. He brings it out across the 15, the 20. He's got a little bit of a running room. Gets it out to the 32-yard line. Flags come in. We'll see the call there.
Flag came in from the backfield, from the UWA side of the return. So umpire meeting with referee at the 30 or 40-yard line.
The officials confer there. They stand, as Leighton said, right there at the 40.
During the return, holding on the receiving team, number 59. Run, first down.
That is penalty number 8 for Limestone this afternoon. Just 53 penalty yards. As we mentioned, they had those back-to-back false starts deep in their own territory in the second quarter that should have been 10 yards in total, but it was, in theory, 1 1/4 yards because of half the distance. So 10 yards added, so it'll be a 1st and 10 coming up for Limestone after the penalty.
1st down and 10. They'll work from their own 27. Just over 5 minutes to play here in the third. Endicott in. Hands off. Pressure by West Alabama. Stewart battles through what leading the way. Jamarcus Smith coming in there for West Alabama. No gain on the play, and that'll bring up 3rd down and short.
3rd and 2.
The story has been the defense making the stops when needed, and let's see if they can do it again here on a 3rd down and short.
Wind picking up here in Gaffney. 3rd down and 2, Endicott. He's got Stewart to his right. 3 wide receiver set. He puts a man in motion. Fakes the handoff. Pressure by West Alabama. He goes to the far sideline. Pass is going to be complete. That's going to be Jelani Baker, the senior out of Snellville. Another 1st down as they are able to convert on the 3rd and 2. Saints will move the chains. 1st down and 10 from their own 44.
Not a lot of 1st downs, only 9 from each team so far this afternoon, but 1st down here for Limestone as they look to pick it up as they have they're now over 200 yards of offense.
Fakes the handoff to Stewart, pressured by West Alabama's defense. Endicott has to dump it off to the man coming out of the backfield. I believe that be Stewart. He's still on his feet as the Tiger defense can't wrestle him down. What a great effort, a 2nd, 3rd, and 4th effort by number 1, Trey Stewart, as he turned into what should have been a tackle for about a loss of 2 into a gain of 7.
And injured Tiger on the field as we see Hudson Burns make the trip up from the sideline, head athletic trainer.
Looks to be Jamarcus Smith, the senior out of Tupelo, Mississippi.
Teams will go to their respective benches here during this injury timeout, and the officials are meeting at midfield. I didn't see anything else other than just timeout for the injury. So,
yeah, they're taking a water or Gatorade break. As up on his feet is Jamarcus Smith.
He is walking under his own power with mentioned Hudson Burns a moment ago. A little bit of a limp, but see if he can get tended to with the training staff.
We'll get him squared away. Appreciate you listening to SlyRock.com this afternoon. All the folks that couldn't make the trip up to South Carolina, tuning in Livingston and beyond, we appreciate that. We got a lot of folks that tend to tune in. Usually Betsy Compton, she's usually locked in.
Absolutely.
My folks are probably sitting. They're typically sitting at the lake, and listening, but they're watching a little high school volleyball today.
That's right.
So we hope that's going well. 2nd down, 2 to go for the Saints inside Tiger territory. They work from the 48. Endicott with pressure. He's in trouble. He's just going to have to throw it away. Nearest receiver, number 0, DJ Black, but a flag comes in. We're going to see if that's going to go, how that's going to go. There's hand fighting going on between West Alabama's, let's see, it looked like Mario Nichols and DJ Black as they confer and see what the situation is.
Referee at the midfield line, so he'll cut his mic on here.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense, hands to the face. Pass interference, on the offense. Those penalties offset. Be second down.
You had a roughing the passer against West Alabama, hands to the face, and then a offensive pass interference by the Saints, so offsetting penalties.
It makes it 2nd and 2.
Second down and 2, we'll do it again.
So basically we just put it in the stat sheet and we move on. Second down.
Nobody's catching that ball. I mean, like,
No.
he was throwing it away, really. But more whistles.
Need to raise the roof. I saw a flag. I think the flag just came out of the referee's pocket, so back in it goes, and now we're ready.
He fires it off, 3:45 to go in the third. They'll put a man in motion. Hand off to Stewart. Gets across midfield. Should be enough for the Saints' first down as they continue to chew up some clock here on this drive. First down for the Saints.
You mentioned time of possession a moment ago. Pretty even so far through the third quarter. Going into this drive, West Alabama has the 25-second edge in time of possession with 20 minutes even. So Limestone's 19:35. That's again going into this drive.
Endicott under pressure, gets it, throws it out of the backfield to Baker. Flags come in.
Now we're having a little bit more laundry than we did in the first half.
Well, I tell you what, they're going to have to clean that up.
See if it's the rumor mill around here is a holding call. Let's see what the referee says.
Jamarcus Smith checks in for West Alabama's defensive unit as the breeze continues to get a little bit more intense.
On the offense, number 52. Phillies 10 yards from the previous spot. First down.
Credit Kent Partridge with the assist on the hold there. Thank you, Kent.
This isn't Kent's first rodeo.
No.
I can tell you that.
It's his second.
Second day. I'm telling you, Kent and I have put a lot of miles traveling with West Alabama, and I have enjoyed every mile because Kent's been at some really awesome places, and the stories that go with that are fantastic. First down for the Saints as they work from their own 48. Endicott wants to throw here near side, intended receiver. That's going to be caught by number 0. That's DJ Black.
Number 0.
Black will move the chains.
Kel Williams there on the tackle as it was going out of bounds on the UWA bench.
Kel Williams was one of those guys chosen as a preseason all-conference. He got second team all-GSC last year. He made 37 tackles for the Tigers. In on the stop there with 2:25 to go in the third. Tigers lead it by 10. Endicott wants to go far side. Gets it back out to Black. He spins through a tackle and then forced out of bounds. That's going to be Mario Nichols forcing him out of bounds, but another first down. So back-to-back first downs for the Saints.
And this is what I was haunting at earlier with this, the way the defense has been out there. Despite the evenness of the time of possession, another long drive here for Limestone, and they're not letting up soon. With 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter, and this drive is getting near over 3 minutes.
Endicott from the gun. First down and 10 from the Tiger 31. Pressure by the Tigers. That one's blocked. That's going to have an opportunity to be intercepted by West Alabama. That's going to be number 5, Jamarcus Smith. He brings it out near field, and the West Alabama defense strikes again.
Take back what I just said a moment ago. How about that? Another pick for this West Alabama defense.
Set that one.
Wow.
Sorry, Leighton.
No,
set that
good.
one up. The offensive pressure, the defensive pressure on the offensive line sets up a situation where Endicott is forced to just try to throw it up, and it's batted down, and then West Alabama is able to step in there with the interception.
You took the words out of my mouth because it was slowly coming, because I was just, the way the ball was just spiraling around, and look, it was tipped from the scrimmage, and right there for the catch for West Alabama, Jamarcus Smith for the INT.
Tucker Melton's back in for West Alabama. Reverse coming this way is going to be Nalls. He gets it across midfield. He'll be forced out of bounds at the Saints 45. We haven't seen Tucker Melton in several series, but Melton's back out there.
I'll need to check the stat. Need to check the video, because when we were trying to figure out who had the ball on that punt, they gave Melton the pass credit for the touchdown reception. So,
and he may have been in there. All of that happened so fast.
I was just going off live stats, because the first thing I looked at was like, Tucker Melton had that? Okay. Good to know, but we'll check video here later.
Melton's in the gun. He wants to hand off. He fakes it. He wants to go downfield to Walker. That should be pass interference by my count, but they're going to say no way. intended receiver, West Alabama's Tyler Walker, the Moultrie, Georgia native, as West Alabama's looking at a 3rd down and 8 inside Saints territory.
Yeah, from here, Will, it looked like it was a lot of contact at the face and at the face mask, but just no call from the back judge, and a 3rd down and long situation coming up for UWA.
Man in motion for West Alabama is Walker. Melton back to throw. Pocket collapses, and Melton will be sacked, leading the charge. Number 8. That's going to be Damon Early, 6'3", 240, red shirt sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He gets into the backfield, and West Alabama will have to call on the services of Trey Sullivan once again.
Well, and it looked like, too, that the ball popped out of Melton as he was trying to go back, and luckily he was able to land on it as he was going down on the field. So another punt opportunity here for Sullivan, averaging about 46 yards a punt so far today.
Sullivan, wobbly spiral, nice punt, in and out of the hands of the return man for the Saints. And it looks like number 4, Jelani Baker, avoids disaster if you're a Saints fan, as it hit the ground, hit his hands, and then out once again.
Right. A lot of extracurriculars, too, after the whistle. Officials had to step in to make sure everyone went to their respective benches. And 19 seconds left here in the third. Will 20-10 UWA, and another drive coming up. But we'll see how this defense responds after the INT on the last drive.
Love to see them step up and make some more plays. More from the text. My good buddy, Rob Pearson, listening over in Demopolis. Mm-hmm. Served as our color guy last year. He does play-by-play on Friday nights for Demopolis High School. They do a phenomenal job.
Right.
And he's following the Tigers this afternoon. We appreciate that.
It's awesome.
West Alabama, I mean, it started out slow today, Leighton, and then the second quarter, I mean, it was a very different story there from the first, and then it's just kind of been a little wonky here in this third quarter. We've got 19 seconds to go up front for West Alabama. Among the guys up front doing work, Jamarvis Turner, another big man up front on the defensive end spot, 6'2", 230 senior Franklin No. So Endicott, he'll bring him to the line. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the Saints 17. Saints going left to right on a beautiful, absolutely beautiful afternoon in Gaffney, South Carolina. Endicott, hands off. That'll be Stewart. Gets himself a little running room. Credit the offensive front there for the Saints as they give him some room to make positive yardage. He's going to gain about 8 on the play.
That could be the end of the third quarter here as the clock runs.
I believe you're going to be right. After 3 quarters, Tigers lead it by 10, 20-10 here at Saints Field. We'll take a quick break and we come back. The final stanza here on the campus of Limestone, your station for Tiger football, SlyRock.com. Check that. We'll stay right here. We'll fire the commercial next time. I'll explain how this works. We have got to set up our producer back in the station. He has got to set up where when I fire the button here, it clicks onto his computer. If by chance the pointer moves off of the button, my button is a no-go. Okay? and it's weird because it's almost like it's bolted down. The mouse doesn't move, but there are some what do you want to call it? Like electrical critters that just, for whatever reason, they make that pointer move and then it doesn't fire our button. But it's really weird because Wayne's got a great setup. He's got the mouse and a little stopper so it can't move around. But we'll get those commercials in on the next go-around. But we've got 15 minutes of football still to play. And right here in front of me, we're looking at one of the Tigers. I believe that's Caeleb Bass. He's got ice on his shoulder. He may have gotten having a little shoulder issue there.
Yeah, I saw someone carrying his helmet and shoulder pads a moment ago. So quick numbers here as we begin the fourth quarter. UWA with 232 total yards on 49 plays. For Limestone, 244 yards on 52 plays. Tigers 152 receiving yards to 178 for Limestone. rushing 80-66. Time of possession, UWA 21-25, Limestone 23-29. Well,
lots going on. We got 15 minutes to go. Endicott wants to throw. He throws to the man out of the backfield. Then Stewart. Pass complete, but swarmed right there by West Alabama. Leading the way, that's number 5. Jamarcus Smith brings up third down.
And bringing up the third down efficiency so far for UWA, 3 of 11, and Limestone 5 of 13. They've had a couple of them on the last drive before the end of the third.
Endicott, he'll put a man in motion. That's going to be number 8. Jones wants to throw, batted down at the line. The big man, that's number 94, Cody Sigler, 6'3", 260-pound sophomore out of New Hope, as he bats that one down, and West Alabama's defense once again make it a big play on third down.
Interesting here. They haven't signaled the punt team out yet. Endicott's still under center.
This will absolutely blow me away here. 4th down and 4 in deep in their own territory. They work from their own 23 unless they're just trying to draw West Alabama off sides.
Play clock under 10, and there's only been 40 seconds off the game.
They're going to go for it. 4th down and 4. Endicott rolls out to his right. Wants to throw back across to the middle. That one's going to fall incomplete. And the West Alabama defense holds strong. Lots of pressure right there by Davonta Jackson, as that one falls incomplete.
I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Will. It was literally 45 seconds in the fourth quarter, and you're going for it on 4th down. You're down 10.
On your own 23.
On your own 23, and as the boss man just mentioned to us with the signal, thank you very much. We will take that every day. As the Tigers are at the 23 and then timeout to injury, as I see our UWA athletic training staff going out.
That's
10 to an injured Tiger.
That's Mario Nichols, and let's hope that that's a cramp. We will take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get that sorted out. Your station for Tiger football, SlideRock.com.
Hi, this is Joseph Reed with First South Farm Credit in Demopolis, Alabama. In this economy, having a trusted lender with the knowledge and expertise to help navigate your purchase is needed now more than ever. Whether you're buying a piece of hunting land, some farmland to grow crops and cattle, or maybe just a place to relax and enjoy the great outdoors with friends and family, First South can help finance it for you. Find out how First South can help. Give us a call at 334-289-3280 or stop by the office on Highway 80 in Demopolis. First South has been financing farms and land since 1916 and is an equal housing lender.
Livingston Auto Parts has been family owned and operated for over 40 years in downtown Livingston. They've been serving the surrounding area, all the hydraulic hoses, batteries, spark plugs, oil, and belts that keep your vehicle and farm equipment going. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon. Hey, if they don't stock it, it probably doesn't exist, but I'm sure they can order it for you. Livingston Auto Parts.
Mario Nichols being helped to the sideline. I'm not sure if that's an ankle issue or if it's a cramp there on the left leg, but being helped to the sideline by the athletic training staff. As a really, I was not expecting a 4th down and 4 from their own 23. So West Alabama in great field position. It'll be 1st down and 10. Just outside the red zone there from the 23.
Literally to pull the cover back. That's exactly what you, me, and Kent Partridge, our AD, were talking about during the break.
Arceneaux, keeper, wants to go around the right end. Stiff arm. I'm not sure he's going to make it back to the original line of scrimmage. Good job by the defensive unit there for the Saints, as that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 on no gain. 14 minutes to go here in the contest. Tigers lead at 20-10.
See what this offense can do here. They've got now over 230 yards of offense. You got Arceneaux back in at quarterback.
Arceneaux, he's got Jenkins to his left, the freshman. Fakes the handoff, wants to go downfield. He's looking to get in the end zone. Yes, sir. Wow. Is he in the end zone? West Alabama. Touchdown. Boy, that's a pretty ball, Clayton.
Wow.
But I'll tell you what, the catch right there was second to none.
Okay, you saw it too. Was it one-handed?
One hand.
Gosh.
One hand only, Captain.
One-handed catch. What a play. And early in the fourth quarter, but hey, thank you very much once again for that 4th and 4 and giving us the ball back into the 23-yard line.
Wow. Holy smokes. He went up with one hand. He brings it down. And a great job right there. Whistles before the point after attempt.
Might be illegal procedure. I'm watching false start on West Alabama, 5 yards to the 8. Now I'm just watching now just the celebration of the UWA bench as they're making their way toward us here at midfield. Just the sheer of emotion right now as I'm seeing Spencer Arceneaux talking with the offense there. It's just awesome to see. And a big touchdown there to add some insurance with 13:35 to go in the ball game.
Butcher's on to attempt the PAT. Sullivan to hold, good hold, and a good kick. Did it get through there? Yes, sir.
Everything.
23-yard strike, Arceneaux to Nalls, and it was I'm going to go ahead. It was a well-thrown ball, a pretty ball, okay?
Yeah.
But you got to give a lot of credit to Darius Nalls as he went up with the right hand, and he secures it with the right hand over top of the would-be defender.
That was pretty.
And West Alabama with a 17-point lead after we'll just call it questionable fourth down call. West Alabama immediately 23-yard strike, and they go up by 17 with 13:35 to go here in the contest.
And even with the false start that pushed that point after attempt to the 8, that literally cleared everything. So kind of give you a setup. We talked about it earlier about how Saints Field is used for football, for lacrosse. So in the game of lacrosse, joys of my knowledge of this game, they have nets that they put up for lacrosse because when you take those shots, then you got to have some protection for fans outside. So they have the net still up, and they have mounted poles, and the point after attempt literally cleared that net and past the that high riser out there where one of the cameras is set up.
And they've got the cherry picker out there, and he kicks it past that as Butchers kicks it end over end. It'll be fielded at the 2, dropped on the 2-yard line. He recovers, does the return man. That's Black. Great job by West Alabama special teams, and they'll tackle him inside the 5.
What a play, and that's just a mistake there by the return man for Limestone, Black, and just unable to get it. And West Alabama took advantage and got down there and pinning Limestone deep in their own territory.
Very nice coverage right there, and on the mishandle, You can't have those miscues when you have the speed on special teams that the Tigers have displayed so far, and they were able to get down there in a hurry. So West Alabama ready to go to work here. Defense will come out, and the Saints have it first down and 10. They're going to work from, looks like they've got it just outside the 5. And Ducott still in. 13.5 minutes to play. Throws here near side. Pass complete. That's going to be to number 8, Mikey Jones. That'll be just shy of the first down marker. They'll call it a 9-yard gain. Wind picking up here. We hit the 13-minute mark. Tigers on top by 17. Fakes the handoff, wants to go downfield. Does Endicott, pressure by West Alabama's defense. Yes, sir! That's going to be... Endicott looking at a 3rd down and 14. Got time. He wants to go a post route. The ball's tipped, and it's going to be crazy tipped into the hands of the other wide receiver. One man back for West Alabama to beat. That's going to be number 6, Shamar Lewis. And holy smokes, that's just a crazy unlucky play if you're a Tiger fan.
Sorry, Will.
The ball is deflected.
Yep.
And the wide receiver on the far side, he's just running to try to catch up, and all of a sudden it falls into his arms.
You had two Tiger defenders as we have an injury on the field, another UWA player down. You had 2 defenders, as you mentioned, going right for the ball, and they kind of ran into each other, running into the original receiver. It pops up, gives that little extra air, and they were able to make the catch and have a big gain for Limestone. That was a weird, unlucky play for the Tigers, and another injury on the field now for the Tigers as well, as I see R.T. Floyd and the UWA training staff on the field.
More cramping issues as R.T. Floyd tends to the down Tiger. That looks to be number 7.
Yeah, that's Stafford again.
Yeah, Trayvon Stafford, slow to get up, but he gets stretched out and he's ready to go.
We talked about it at pregame a little bit, just with the weather conditions. Started out overcast, sun started peeking out, and the clouds have broken up a little bit. So temperatures have been in the upper 70s, low 80s today. But you factor in that turf, Will, it's going to be in the 90s, and it's still going to have those cramping issues that we've seen from the first 2 weeks of the season.
Well, a big gain right there on a very fortunate play for the Saints. Clock moving at 11:40. Tigers up by 17. It's 27-10. Saints first down and 10 from their own 26. Stewart in the backfield. Endicott wants to throw. Near side pass incomplete, in and out of the hands. Intended receiver number 11. That's the tight end, Herman McCray, the fourth. As McCray just had that go in and out of the hands. And that one falls incomplete and brings up second down.
Credit the defense for UWA thinking that the ball was going to come out. Ratliff was right there thinking, no, he caught it. I picked up the fumble. No, nice try, kid. But good effort. Second down.
Second down. Two wide receivers make it trips here to the near side. The lone back in the backfield will be Stewart. He'll be to Endicott's right. They work from the right hash. Endicott, three-step drop, wants to throw across the middle. He gets it out. That's going to be to Baker. Good job right there by the West Alabama defense. They'll deny him the first down. It'll be positive yardage. But bringing in another reception is Jelani Baker.
And crediting Jamarcus Smith with the tackle, but Uriah Ratliff also there in coverage for the Tigers, and a whistle. And do we have illegal disco dancing?
Looks like it's going to be a false start against number 52, Luke Ford.
If memory serves, Will, I believe that is the fourth false start today for Limestone, and penalty number 10 on the afternoon for the Saints.
Really changes the third down for the Saints right there, because they had it 3rd and 1.
Yep.
Turns it into a 3rd down and 6 from the Tiger 22. In the gun, pressure by West Alabama. Yes, sir! Getting to the quarterback. That's going to be number 40, Davonta Jackson. And Davonta Jackson takes Endicott to the turf. And another fantastic rush from the outside as Jackson just on a heat-seeking mission right there.
Absolutely.
To number 10. And another tackle for a loss for West Alabama.
Wow, that is just another good day there on the tackle for loss. Another sack. And I'm trying to get the numbers here as we go, but what another stop of this UWA defense. And you're in 4-down territory now. If you're Limestone, you're down 17, 10.5.
Donna's open Thursdays and Fridays for lunch from 11 to 1:30. And if you want that famous steak, it's served Wednesday through Saturday, 4:30 to 9:30. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's off I-59 and 20, exit 17, Highway 28 West in Livingston, Alabama. Check out Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's on Facebook.
Rob, I know we do the press box every Friday at noon at the Aloha Grill, but man, I eat there all the time even when it's not the press box. I think they got some of the most fresh, best food in town. I can eat the poke bowl. I can get one of those wraps.
Monday through Friday, Sean, you can get the chicken sandwich and, of course, the press box burger. You mentioned the Hawaiian wraps are fantastic. The double meat with rice that Robert Hooksey loves with that teriyaki sauce. Something different all 5 days, Sean, and they're open all the way through 7 p.m., so they can serve you lunch and dinner.
The Aloha Grill, home of the press box.
Select to attempt the field goal. They'll bring on number 2, Daniel Deneen Jr. Looks to be about a 47-yard attempt from the left hash.
And whistles and stoppage of play here. Do we need to raise the roof again and see if we need to reset the play clock to 25?
We'll see about that.
They do.
So Deneen comes in.
Please reset the game clock to 10:36.
Game clock requested to go to 10:36. They fixed that. From the left hash, it's about a 47-yard attempt here for Deneen. Can hear the chants from the defensive unit, and the Tiger sideline blocked the kick. That one's going to be a good hold. Plenty of leg. Wide left. Deneen had the leg, but couldn't get it to go through, so the Tiger defense holds 27-10 with 10:32 latent. I tell you what, this has turned out to be a pretty fun afternoon here.
Absolutely. Fun afternoon, and lead stays 17 for the Tigers. And the fans, as a reminder, make sure you follow UWA Athletics online at UWAathletics.com for the home of news, schedules, rosters, and more from all 16 varsity programs.
West Alabama. Arceneaux hands off. Running here near side was Brown. He picks up a yard on the play. 10 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Second down and 9. West Alabama from their own 31.
Good to see Arceneaux back in. Good to see Antonio Brown as well back in at tailback. We've seen, like we talked about, good mixture of running backs today, each getting their time out there. We've seen that and talked about that, so it's good to see. And also another good thing I like to see, Will, with the clock under 10, we're running some clock here, up 17.
No doubt the clock being able to move helps the Tigers. Arceneaux barks out the cadence. Fakes the handoff to Brown. He'll keep it. He comes here near side, and he'll just slide down. He's going to lose 2 yards on the play.
And a late hit.
I think that's going to be a late hit on West Alabama, 7-5.
Yeah.
That's going to be Allen Jones Jr., a sophomore out of Cottonwood.
Yeah, he and along with Limestone's 48, I'll get the name here in a moment, I don't have a name for him because he's not on the travel roster. So they kind of went with each other, and they just didn't see that Arceneaux slid, and they tackled each other out of bounds at the UWA sideline.
Yeah, we've had a couple of roster inconsistencies, but that kind of thing happens from time to time. We'll call the numbers.
So it's not kind of like, spring training baseball where, you bring in those like AA players that have like the no name on the back of their jerseys and you can make up a name, right? Like 78.
That's right.
3rd and 24.
3rd and 24.
Yeah, 3rd and Foster's.
West Alabama will bring out Arceneaux. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. Arceneaux keeper. Upended. Tackle for a loss. That's going to be number 21. Checking my roster. That's Miles Walker out of Moncks Corner, South Carolina. 4th down and forever.
So, I know the drive is going to stall here on that personal foul, and that's just going to happen that way. But you chew up some time here. Limestone's already taken a timeout this half, so they have 2 left, so they're not going to take anything here. But you go into the relying of your punter here in Sullivan, who has made some beautiful punts today, averaging just over 46 yards a punt. We'll see if he can continue that here, looking to go long.
Sullivan from his own end zone. That one will be fielded at the Saints 48. He brings it out toward midfield. Both schools quickly out there. I was watching the return.
I was too.
I did not see that.
Once again,
wow.
Credit Kent Partridge on the assist. The back judge is standing up, and I see, they're going to take a media timeout here. We'll talk real quick, and then we'll see if that here it's going to break here. Brett Gilliland is actually out there too, along with training staff taking care of that injured official. He's up. Umpire got hit. That's who it was. Got the wind knocked out of him.
Well, I'll tell you, it was kind of a scary moment right there because I couldn't tell at first if he was moving,
yes.
And then you see him pull both of his legs up,
Right.
I was like, okay, he's at least he's conscious.
Absolutely. Golly.
All right. Pretty big fella, and I mean, this guy's probably 6'1", 6'2". He looks pretty well built right there, and somehow he ended up on the turf and is up, dusting off the rubber pellets that create the surface there for those folks who use the artificial turf surface.
No, the umpire was speaking a moment ago with Hudson Burns, R.T. Floyd, some of our UWA athletic trainers out there to kind of make sure he knows where he is, he knows what day it is, go through the concussion protocol, and looks like everything is good there. So UWA defense will come out here as we are breaking the action here. Fans, a reminder that the UWA rodeo team will host its annual UWA Rodeo Showdown starting September 28th through the 30th at 7 p.m. from the Heinz Free Rodeo Complex in Livingston. Also, we will recognize the 2023 Women's National Rodeo Team. Pre-show at 6, main event at 7 from September 28th through 30th. UWAathletics.com for a full schedule.
1st down and 10 for the Saints from the Tigers' 38-yard line. Endicott under pressure. Giving chase is West Alabama's number 98. Ball thrown into the bench, just thrown away. 98 in pursuit for West Alabama. Travoris Hatcher, and the quarterback
down
for the Saints, Cal Endicott. He may have gone down awkwardly on the left hand forearm area.
Yeah, I think so. I was watching just the end of that play, kind of making sure to see what happened there with Hatcher coming in to try to get him to stop. Like big man, 5'10", 300 junior, trying to go after the QB, and it looks like a shoulder issue might be there too.
Yeah, it looks like he's laying there, and he grabbed and repeatedly pointed to his shoulder. I thought initially it was his left forearm, but either landed awkwardly. You know, if you land with an extended arm, you know, there's the chance for that shoulder to kind of pop out or dislocate. But they are tending to him there on the sideline, and hope that he is okay, because Endicott, he's their backup quarterback.
I was just getting ready to mention that.
Their starter last week, looking at his information, Dustin Noller, the senior out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, tweaked his knee last week and is dealing with that. So Endicott, the backup, and he's being literally helped to his feet, and you can tell he's kind of keeping that left arm and shoulder kind of close to the body, as I'm glad he's up, but definitely a scary moment right there for the right-handed quarterback.
And we don't have anything other than the backup QB on our 2 deep, so I'm looking up to see.
They list Zach Merrill at the quarterback position. He wears number 7. He was on the roster that we were given.
Okay.
And I'm looking to see if there's any. Zach Merrill it is.
Graduate student from Hobart, Indiana. Talk about transfers. He transferred from Indiana University.
So Merrill will come in at quarterback. He's got Stewart to his right. Merrill steps back, pressure, has to step up in the pocket. He'll keep it himself. He'll take the hit after positive yardage. So that's his first action today. Did not indicate that he made it into the game last week, did Merrill. But he's looking at a 3rd down and about 7. Inside Tiger territory. Merrill wants to throw far side, throws it to Stewart out of the backfield. And that's going to be enough for a Saints first down. So it would appear. Nope, they mark him just short. So third and short there, as Merrill's pass to Stewart comes up just short. They work from the Tiger 29. Stewart in there to the left of Merrill. Merrill, 3-step drop, pressure by the Tigers. He's going to keep it. He's going to take a hit. Leading the charge is number 7, Trayvon Stanford. Kel Williams comes in there to help out. And it looks like the official here on the sideline will mark a first down for the Saints. 7 minutes, 10 ticks of the clock. That's all that remains. 27-10 your score. Back up to the backup quarterback, the number 3 quarterback on the season, Merrill in. Tipped at the line of scrimmage. That one intended for number 3, Doug Washington.
Just the second attempt for Merrill after having the 5-yard reception a moment ago.
New personnel in for West Alabama. 2nd down and 10 from the Tigers. 27 are the Saints. Fakes the handoff. Pocket collapses. Merrill scrambles. He's going to get positive yardage. Tries to make the sideline. He's going to get the first down and then some. Merrill coming in, 6 foot, 210-pound grad senior from Hobart, Indiana. Gets himself another first down in West Alabama with the Tiger down. It was someone, they were, running to the sideline, being tended to by the athletic training staff there for Limestone. I'll tell you, Hudson Burns and his staff, they've gotten their steps in this afternoon.
Probably more than they wanted to with all the injuries, and then on top of the umpire getting hit on the punt return.
That's Kel Williams.
Looks like something with his wrist or his
either wrist or shoulder, wrist, hand, shoulder there.
Because Limestone was ready to go again quick after that quick gain, and then had to stop play because of the injury. 6.5 to go here in the ball game, and Limestone threatening inside the red zone.
First down and 10 for Limestone. They work from the Tiger 14-yard line. 32 seconds on the play clock as Merrill, he'll bring them to the line. He'll deploy 2 wide receivers here to the near side. They'll be kind of stacked here to the near side. In the backfield to his right will be Stewart. Black on the top side. Pressure. Merrill. He'll be taken down by a host of Tigers. Leading the way is Jamarcus Smith. Cody Sigler's in on the tackle as well. Also, that's going to be number 38, Michael Sharpley. So some of the usual suspects on that defensive line getting into the mix. 2nd down and 10.
We've seen some of those D linemen get a blow or two every now and again to kind of give them a break, but now we see them back out there try to get another big stop here inside the red zone and under just over 5.5 to go in the ball game.
Second down, 13. Merrill wants to go far side. That's going to be picked off by West Alabama. West Alabama wants to go down the sideline, bringing it out to the 35, the 40. That's going to be West Alabama's number 35, Devante Harris, the Pritchard, Alabama native, with another defensive INT. And West Alabama will put the offense back out on the field once again.
That might solidify this game, Will. I mean, we've still got 5 minutes to go here, but a big interception and 2 drives in this second half for Limestone.
First foul, blindside block on the return team. Penalties half the distance to the goal. First down.
Versus sideline block penalty for UWA. At this point, it really doesn't matter. The 2 drives that have come to my mind here, that one there and another one in the third quarter where I believe it was an interception there too, where it picked off and that led to a touchdown. But those,
I'll tell you what, and credit the defensive front, for West Alabama, as they put a lot of pressure on Merrill, and he throws it up. Coming in for the interception, Devante Harris. West Alabama takes over first down and 10 from their own 10. They lead it by 17. 27-10 your score. Spencer Arceneaux in at quarterback. Hands off to Brown. Brown fights his way across, right across the 15-yard line. He'll be tackled, looks like just shy of the 20. So a nice gain of about, we'll call it 6 yards on first down. Clock continuing to move. 5 minutes to go here in the contest.
And with those 2 long drives Limestone had during the game before the stoppages, Limestone does have the outgaining yardage with 324 to 251. We'll see if West Alabama can at least get to the triple-digit mark in the rushing game right now at 76 coming into this drive.
Second down, 3 to go for the Tigers. Arceneaux. Hands off. That'll be to Brown. He kept it himself, and he goes out on the left side there.
I was following you. I thought it was Brown, too. I realized Brown was in the backfield.
Good ball fake right there, as West Alabama will gain the first down. Clock continuing to move. 4:18 remaining in the contest. Receivers here to the near side. That'll be Walker and Nalls. We'll add Hilbert to the mix. In the backfield, that's going to be Antonio Brown. West Alabama in no hurry. They've got a 17-point cushion as we hit the 4-minute mark. First down and 10 from the 21. Arceneaux hands off to Brown. Stutter step at the line of scrimmage. Makes a move for a positive gain. That's going to gain of about 2 yards on the play. Second down and 8.
Have some personnel changes coming in for West Alabama.
Darius Smith checking in.
Yep.
Another one of the West Alabama tight ends.
Looks like I also saw Tyler Walker come in as well as a receiver. And UWA not in any hurry with the play clock now under 10 and 3:17 to go.
Second down and 8. Arceneaux hands off to Brown. Brown stutter step at the line. Ball's on the turf. Limestone says they have it. We'll see the official. Limestone football on the turnover by West Alabama. And just when you think that West Alabama can kind of start putting things away, the turnover bug bites them again.
Yeah, and we saw that last week with the Angelo game where, that's just where that bug has come through. That is the first fumble lost on the day for West Alabama and the first turnover of the day for the Tigers as well. So they've been able to hold on that offensive end turnover-wise, but a fumble right there with 3 minutes to go in the ballgame. Not what you want, but you're up 17. See if your defense can help you out here on one last attempt and see if the Tigers can take care of business here and head back to Livingston with a 1-1 record.
Defense ready to go to work. The Saints first down and 10 from the Tiger 29. Merrill under pressure, has to step up into the pocket. He'll be wrestled to the ground, leading the charge first to make contact right there. Looked to be number 55. That's Jamarvis Turner.
Yep.
Check again for the Tigers will be Travarius Hatcher. So second down, Merrill back to throw, wants to go to the near sideline. Receiver had to come back for it. Now one will fall incomplete. It'll be third down.
Merrill's only now made 4 pass attempts so far since coming in for Endicott, who left with an injury, and he's been able to try to run around to get something. He's got 14 yards on the ground on 5 carries, but you think here at this point, 237, you're either throwing the ball, throwing it away, you're not taking off.
Third down and 7 from the Tiger 26. Merrill steps back, throws, batted by West Alabama's number 7, Trayvon Stanford. He got a hand on it. That one will fall incomplete. It'll bring up fourth down.
He wanted to get it on that interception parade, but unable to get there.
Had he been able to put it up,
he would have had it.
He has it, but it was high, and he just couldn't get the ball tipped up, and it just goes out of bounds and incomplete. So the Limestone coach decides that they want to go with a field goal. 45-yard attempt from the dead middle of the field for Deneen.
Okie dokie then.
Good snap and a good hold. Deneen, he's got plenty of leg. Did he get it? He got it to go through. Deneen hits one from 45. Cuts the lead 27-13. Tigers lead it with 2:25.
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, in theory, I just thought about this. It does help because it's now an official 2-possession game now. So we'll see what Limestone does on the kickoff. Field goal makes it 27-13. And we'll see on the drive here, as it was, I believe, a 4-play drive for Limestone with that 45-yard field goal just a moment ago. Tigers leading 27-13. A reminder that UWA soccer, who was at home, men's soccer was home last night against Eckerd. They will open up conference play next weekend at Tiger Stadium while we're on the road to North Greenville. UWA will host Lee University. Their men are ranked in the top 25 as they will, the Flames make the trip to Livingston for a Friday night kickoff at Tiger Stadium. Women at 5, men at 7:30. And then on Sunday, they'll take on Shorter to wrap up the homestand at a 1 and 3:30 kickoff. UWAathletics.com/live to get all the coverage on where to watch and how to follow UWA soccer.
2:25 remains, and you start thinking about this game and some of the things that have transpired, and I go back to the 4th down and 4 where they go for it, and then West Alabama answers with a 23-yard strike right away. I mean, that's a complete game changer as they are lining up for what would appear to be an onside kick.
Timeout, West Alabama.
Coach Brett Gilliland decides to take the timeout.
And that's exactly what I was thinking about a moment ago. Sorry to cut you off there, Will, because there was opportunities there. I was seeing more Tigers creep further up, and then Brett Gilliland immediately called the timeout here with 2:26 to go. Sorry, Will, I got one more read. Reminder that our next game is next week. You and I will... Unfortunately, we can't stay in South Carolina for a week. We got to go back to do our regular job. So we will get back on I-85 next week and make the trip to Tigerville, South Carolina to open Gulf South Conference play against North Greenville. That'll be a kickoff at 6 p.m. Central. We will stream the event will be streamed live on Flow Sports, but you can listen free of charge on the Sly Rock app and on Sly Rock 104.9 in Livingston.
2:25 is all that remains in this one. 27-13 your score. West Alabama special teams lining up here for what you would anticipate is the onside kick. Back deep for West Alabama will be Antonio Brown.
You got 7 up front. You got 4 right behind looking for the onside kick here.
Hands guys up front. Onside kick. West Alabama will bring that one down. 2 Tigers collide. Ooh. Boy, that was almost very unfortunate for the Tigers, but coming up with it looks like number 86, Darius Smith.
Good. Yeah.
That was one of the bigger hits of the day, and it was Tiger on Tiger.
Yeah. But still, nonetheless, it was a good thing there as I'm watching on the sideline as some of the UWA players there look like 29 for UWA. Jaden Taylor, the junior, gets mole racked by his team there. I think he was on the other end of that block.
No doubt. Arceneaux in at quarterback. 1st down and 10 for the Tigers from the Saints 47. Jenkins on the carry, gets across left side. He's going to get positive yardage as he gets it down to the 37-38 yard line. Jenkins, the true freshman, gained 7 on the play.
Good to see him back out there, giving him a couple more reps on the day.
Absolutely. 2-minute mark. Tigers lead it by 14, 27-13. In there for West Alabama. Arceneaux Jenkins in at running back. Nalls and Hilbert look to be the guys on the top side of the field at wide receiver. McDowell in at tight end. Carry will be Jenkins. He'll get the first down for West Alabama. So Jenkins comes in. He does work. And the chains continue to move for the Tigers.
That will more likely solidify it here with we're under a minute 40. And the first down there, we'll see a victory formation begins to take place.
Darius Nalls. Tyler Walker here to the near side. And tied in will be number 85, Cole McDowell. Play clock down to 8. Jenkins in at running back. Arceneaux in the gun. 1 minute to go. Handoff, Jenkins, left side. Positive yardage. He gets it down to the 30. Nice positive gain of about 4 yards. Call it 5 yards on the play. Under a minute to play here. 45 seconds. That's what we've got left. 27-13 your score. Tigers on top here after a almost 450-mile trip up here to Gaffney. 30 seconds to go. 15 on the play clock. They'll have to snap it one more time.
And the series will stay with West Alabama as they have now met Limestone 4 times and will go to 4-0 in the season series.
Hand off to Jenkins. He gets it down to the 29-yard line. That'll do it here in Gaffney, South Carolina, as the clock runs down. 4, 3, 2, 1, and the horn will sound. That's the happy final here at Saints Field. 27-13 your score. Tigers win it on the road, and as Layton said, they remain unbeaten against the Saints. This is the 4th contest between these two ball clubs, and West Alabama leads that series 4-0. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll get a stat wrap-up. We'll get the preview for next week. Your station, Tiger Football, SlyRock.com.
We'll go ahead and get...
Great job, man.
My name is Shelby, and I'm a student at the University of West Alabama. A cool opportunity I've had here is, as a graphic design major, I was able to enter the competition for the state voter guide cover design, and they just selected me as the winner, so I was able to visit in Montgomery with the Secretary of State and meet him and get printed copies of the guide that I designed.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
At Sumter Insurance, we have the best insurance products and the most experienced staff. Come see us today.
On your phone or in person, in our showroom or at your home. When it comes to getting your next Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram pre-owned vehicle, the choice is yours. Every Johnson Dodge qualified vehicle comes with a warranty and more. Shop locally from our great selection with prices and payments that'll fit any budget. With an easy financing process, plus choose Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Meridian and get more for your trade with a real offer within minutes. Car buying on your terms. In store or online, your next vehicle is just a click away.
In today's world, it's nice to know who you're spending your money with. That's why at GoCo's Exxon stores in Butler, Gilbertown, Silas, Coffeyville, Millry, Chatham, and Sweetwater, they are proud to be American owned and operated. Stop into one of their stores today for a hot stuffed pizza, for real milkshake, ice cold drinks, snacks. They got everything. They even carry hunting and fishing supplies in most of their stores. Thanks for shopping local with your area GoCos.
Welcome back to Saints Field, the happy final. West Alabama 27, Limestone 13. West Alabama gained 12 first downs in the contest. 44 rush attempts for 110 yards. That's 2.5 average. 8 different receptions here for West Alabama for 175 yards, 21.9 per. Passing yards on the afternoon, 175. Looking across the stats here, and West Alabama led, we'll look at it this way, West Alabama's defense, they showed out today a little bit. The defensive tackle leader by West Alabama, that's Jamarcus Smith, 9 tackles. Uriah Ratliff, Kel Williams, and Trayvon Stanford each added 7. On defense for West Alabama, Jamal Ellis recorded 2 sacks this afternoon. Jamarcus Smith, Davonta Jackson with 1, and Trayvon Lambert will be credited with a half sack. Spencer Arceneaux on the afternoon threw for 168 yards. He was able to spread it around to a couple of different receivers this afternoon. Darius Nalls pulls in 74 yards. Caeleb Bass, 67. John Hilbert, 24. And Tyler Walker shows up there with 5. And, it's just in a situation where Arceneaux goes 7 of 14 for that 168. He finds the end zone 2 times. He was sacked 3 times, but he had the long of 51. Nalls recorded the most yards and average per catch. That was 37 average, 74 yards. He had 2 catches. And Nalls gets in there with 2 touchdowns. His long was 51, and a beautiful one-handed catch there. Going to our right, Caeleb Bass, 3 catches for 67 yards, just over 22 yards per. John Hilbert, Tyler Walker, and number 85, Cole McDowell, each had a catch of their own. Hilbert, 24 yards, and Walker and McDowell each with 5. On the ground, Arceneaux, 15 carries, 70 yards. He netted 49, 3.3 per. His long was 27, and he did get in the 1 touchdown this afternoon. Jenkins, in an afternoon, 11 carries for 43 yards, net of 39, averaged 3.5. Antonio Brown, 15 carries for 31. And then Nalls, Nelson, and Melton each had a catch of their own. Looking at special teams for West Alabama, Kevin Butchers doing the kicking this afternoon. 5 kickoffs. He averaged just shy of 60 yards per. He had 2 touchbacks on the afternoon. Returning for the kicks for West Alabama, Nelson had 2 for 42 yards, and Nalls 1 for 14. Punting on the afternoon, Trey Sullivan was called on 6 times, 44.7 yards per, so just shy of 45. His long was 58. And he had 2 beyond 50 and 2 where they pinned him inside the 20. So a fantastic job on special teams right there by Trey Sullivan. Looking ahead for West Alabama, there's a lot of football left to play. We'll have to come back to South Carolina next week. We'll be traveling to Tigerville, South Carolina, where West Alabama will take on North Greenville. That one's set to kick off at 6 p.m. Central. So if you'll be listening to Sly Rock, we'll go on the air at 5:30, and then we'll have the kickoff at 6 p.m. Following that, West Alabama will be back home September the 23rd. It'll be Family Day, where they'll take on Mississippi College. That one's set for a 6 p.m. kickoff there in Tiger Stadium. September 30th, that'll round out the month of September. Delta State will come in. That'll be Hall of Fame Day. That one's set for a 4 p.m. kick in Tiger Stadium. And then the Tigers will be back on the road the first part of October, where they'll travel to West Georgia. That one will be there in Carrollton. Then it'll be kind of a home away kind of situation. Home versus West Florida, October the 14th, at Shawan on October 28th. And then the final regular season home game, November the 4th versus Valdosta State. That'll be Senior Day. And then the Tigers will take the road November the 11th. Well, they will go 2 shorter. But it was a fantastic afternoon for Tiger football. The happy final here, 27-13. The Tigers will improve to 1-1 on the season. The Saints will fall to 0-2. It has been an absolute pleasure bringing this one to you. I'm Will Atkinson for Leighton Jackson, our Director of Communications, and our producer back in the station, Mr. Wayne Grant. He's a rock star. Travel safe. Have a great afternoon, and go Tigers.